I feel like, wish we had entrance music. I don't know, I'm gonna get Tom Dane to start playing, like, entry music. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Party with Pete. Yeah, I'm sure you heard me. I wish I had some intro, pumped up music to get this party started, but happy Thursday. It is March 26th, I believe. I hope I'm right. March 26th, and thank you for joining us. I hope you guys are staying safe wherever you are, and people are hanging out in the chat. I want to invite you to do the same. The chat I'll be using for today is most likely going to be YouTube only. If you're watching on another format, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitch, where else are we? Crowdcast, we're everywhere. But I'm going to be using the YouTube chat, so if you find WDWNT on YouTube, I'll be using that chat. And that's where I've already been chatting with some friends. We have people watching from all around the world today. Want to give shout-outs to the people who are here early and hanging out while we were getting the show prepped and set. Mandy in Wisconsin, Carl in the UK, Flex in Montreal, DZ in Brazil, Melon and the Mouse right here in Florida, Mike's in Boston, What's Diz in Salem, Nico's right here in Florida, David in New York City, Rebecca in Texas, Steven in New Jersey, Victoria in upstate New York, where my family lives, and Long Island, but my uncle's in upstate New York. We got Victoria, like I said, in upstate New York, Koopa's in Northern Cali, Susan's in Wisconsin, and I'm going to keep the shout-outs coming. Any questions, comments, concerns, party tips? We have a lot I want to cover today. We're going to be doing some of the best bars and restaurants and lounges on Disney property, doing our little ranking. We're going to be scouring the internet, talking about some of the best videos that have come out of this and how the internet is winning. There are some awesome parody songs, ride impersonations, entertainment galore on the internet, so they are winning, and we're going to go through some of that. And also, I have some friends with me as well, holding me down so hardcore today. Kevin, the man, I'm going to call you the producer, director, associate producer, what else? Script supervisor.
Gaffer.
Maybe my designated driver by the end of these 3 hours. Who knows? And logging in remotely, two of the best dudes here at WDWNT. I got Eric Wolf, and I got Tyler, the Miggity Man, from Canada as well. You're the man. I just threw a Miggity in front of it. The man, Tyler, you're the man.
Okay, I was like, what?
Oh, the Miggity Man. We're doing a little remix. It's a party. We're having a good time. I like that someone in the chat said I was late to my own party. Yeah, that's fashionably late, baby. Shout out to my friend Laura, who got me this shirt, and I thought it was appropriate for today, the Disney Day Drinkers Club. Loving this shirt. What's up, guys? How are you feeling?
Doing good.
Just bored out of your minds already, or what?
Oh, it's starting to get to me. Just
a
little bit.
Yet, Tyler?
No, it's just like suggested not to go out if you don't have to, or like don't, like, hey, here's an idea. Going to a friend's house? Yeah, that's not staying home, or something like that. Like it's just like this. I mean, people are still going out. I mean, businesses are still open. I think malls have started to close and stuff, but
just starting to close. Yikes.
The borders are like, malls were like still open for essential businesses and stuff, but like the borders, like, hey, don't come in here if you don't have to. Non-essential travel and stuff like that. So I think like Canada's been slightly looser with everything, because I think the number of cases are a lot smaller than like the US mostly, but it like, I mean, I started working here at WDWNT full time once this started happening, so I haven't left my house just in general. So like I haven't had a need to. This is like
another week.
Started a new job here, started a new full-time job here, so there hasn't been much need for me to have left my house.
Also, big shout out to Tyler does our graphics, and our graphics are amazing. So big shout out to Tyler.
And a lot of singing.
The Nothing Can Stop Us Now video. People love that. You have some pipes, dude. That is impressive.
Thank you.
We may or may not.
Love the comments.
But absolutely will play that during our commercial
Yes,
break.
we 100% are playing that today during one of our commercial breaks. Eric, what's new and exciting with you?
Nothing much, honestly. Like, I feel kind of bad. I went to my comic book store the other day. It was open, so why not, kind of thing. There wasn't anyone there, so I kind of felt all right going. And I've been playing Animal Crossing, New Leaf, I believe it's called, or New Horizons. Yeah, I'm not an Animal Crossing person. My roommate is the one that was really onto it, and after watching him and some YouTubers that I watch, I got onto it one night, just kind of bought it, and I'm playing it a lot.
That's what I feel like I should get back into. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon and get like addicted to it for hours. I would just get lost.
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah.
I remember like playing it, and like when I would wake up and then all of a sudden the sun would be setting and I'd be like, what happened to my life today? The entire day was gone. I gotta find, I don't know, I haven't been into games like on computers, I think, since Roller Coaster Tycoon. Are you into any like games? Or do you play anything on?
No.
I feel like during this I should be, but I'm already such like a procrastinator, like ADD, look, pretty color, there's a butterfly. I feel like I would get sucked in so hardcore.
I can honestly say Planet Coaster is so worth the money right now.
Planet Coaster? Let me write this down.
Okay, so there was Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, and then the third one was the one that was in 3D, and that was made by a company called Frontier. And then they tried making Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which was garbage. Right. And then Frontier was like, well, fine, we'll go make our own game if you don't want us to keep making it. So they made Planet Coaster, which is basically the spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon. I got both. I got both Roller Coaster Tycoon World and Planet Coaster. I can honestly say Planet Coaster is the better one. They they really understand the design of theme parks, and they know that there's like huge Disney fans and Universal fans who play the game. So there are ride types that you can build that are specifically Disney knockoffs. Like there was one called like I forget what it's called. It's basically the People Mover. It's the exact design of the People Mover, and it functions the same way the People Mover does. And it's like, oh, magnets push along a car. There's one called Horror Heights, which is just the ride system from Tower of Terror. But you can choose how you want it to like motion across like the drops and everything. And then you could just build anything around it. So imagine Tower of Terror if you could just make it any theme instead of a haunted hotel. Like the X-Files? They design... Yeah, you can make it.
Sweet. That would be awesome.
We actually did a video of it because I was like, when the Grand Avenue bathrooms opened, we were like, oh, those look really bad. So we rebuilt them in Planet Coaster, and then we're like, now how can we ruin these? Check that out.
I saw that.
Fixes on WDWNT's YouTube, because that's a fantastic video. And we want to do more of that, like
Rehab
gaming stuff. Podcast, absolutely.
Gotta plug it. By the way, from the chat, we are drinking. This is a party, and it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Specifically, it's 5 o'clock right now in Cairo, Athens, Jerusalem, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Bucharest, Beirut. So, it's 5 o'clock ready? So we're starting today with our Black Cherry White Claw. And then, of course, everyone knows I've made the switch to Coronas, which are the Corona seltzers. I'm starting at the Coronas. Will be followed immediately after the White Claw. You're being responsible again. Thank you for being possibly my designated driver without knowing it.
Designated producer. So.
A lot of people like your shirt in the chat as well. That is an awesome throwback. The Green Monkeys. God.
Yes.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Weren't they supposed to bring that show back?
I thought I heard something about that.
I think they're bringing it back on like some no-name network though.
Yeah, and it's like for adults, I think, which is the way it should be, because like that and Guts, things like that. God, that's not for kids. Like you've got your own thing, kids. This is ours.
Yeah. Like
they made a movie. They made like a story-based movie, which was bizarre.
Really?
And the host from the original show was in the movie as like the host of some like global game show thing, which turned out to be like a real thing. I don't know. I only watched parts of it.
Yeah.
Who is it? Universal that owns, or who?
I don't know, but it's going to be on
owns Guts.
I'm going to look it up on one of the breaks because it's going. I've read that it's coming back, but the network or some streaming service or whatever was like some no-name streaming service. So yeah, we have to do it. I feel like Ellen's Game of Games is for like you have to be like married and like in your 40s Like, I feel like, and nothing against that. I love Ellen's Game of Games. Who doesn't? But I feel like if we had Legends of the Hidden Temple, like that is meant for me, like a 35-year-old maniac running through like mazes and doing challenges.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crystal Maze. You should watch Crystal Maze.
Crystal
Yes,
Maze.
just about to say that.
What is? I gotta write
Crystal
all these things down. You guys
Maze
educate me
was
on
this
what I should be
British-
doing. I just sit. I don't know anything.
Crystal Maze was this British game show that was made in like the 80s. It was hosted by the guy who played Riff Raff in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And they took an airplane hangar and they split it into 4 parts. And it was a series of mini escape rooms that lasted like a minute or 2 minutes. And they'd like run around and there'd be like an Aztec theme. And then there's like a sci-fi theme and they'd go through each room. And then at the end, there'd be this crystal dome and you'd climb inside and then you'd have to collect little slips of paper that were like silver or gold colored. And then however many of them you got, you would win a certain prize and nobody would ever win because everyone's stupid. And if you lost the game, you got locked in the room that you played the game in until your friends like bought you out of it. It was great. They actually brought it back. It's now hosted by the guy who played. He's Moss in the IT crowd. Richard
Where can I
Iowati.
find this? Just the internet, or?
Yeah, just the internet. Yes.
So
Go
the
on
fun thing
YouTube.
is,
Well, a quick
The Crystal
update.
Maze
Melon
is
in the
actually
Mouse said
now-
Legends is going to be on Quibi. So for anybody who I
Oh,
think I know
I've
what
seen all the
Quibi
commercials
is.
for Quibi.
Yeah, so Quibi is producing their own content, but it's in like 10 and 15-minute chunks. So episodes are smaller, as I understand it. They want Quibi to be
They're
a unit
investing
of
a
measure.
ton of money in this.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some big name stars in these Quibi commercials. By commercials, it's just YouTube commercials for me.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, honestly.
I
was gonna say
in
the
the chat here. Want to give some other fans a shout out because they got here on time for the party. Is Dave over in the Netherlands, Ethan in Illinois, Shornforce in Georgia. Courtney just popped into the chat. Want to say hi to Courtney. To answer Rebecca's question, yes, I actually am a DJ. I was for many years in New York and still have a company there. And right now it is making $0 because of this coronavirus. So help me, I'm poor. Eric, I love that you have the human world. It's a mess right behind you.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
it is.
I love that so much.
I had a Walt quote on there, and after all this happened, I was like, you know what? It's time to change this.
I'm a big fan of, obviously like ESPN shows, hence Park Center, when that came about, and Around the Hub and all that other stuff. But I love Woody's. I don't know for any sports fans out there, but like he has a board behind him like that where he changes it every day, and it's usually like funny quotes or something ridiculous. So I like that you have that behind you. It's
Thanks.
a nice homage, whether you know it or not. I love it. What else are we talking about in the chat? I'm gonna try and stay as caught up as possible before we go into some of our little topics that we had planned here. Super sloppy double dare. Love double dare.
Yeah.
What a name.
Also, we're going to do a drinking game this morning. And I may as well start it now because I just realized I touched my mouth. But every time you at home either touch your face, you can drink on your own if you're drinking. But every time I touch my face, I'm going to drink as well today. So call me out because I really need to pay attention and touch my face less. And I feel like this will be a good learning curve. So call me out if I touch my face.
Pete needs a reason to drink.
I need a reason to drink, Hold on. I'll do it on purpose.
I was going to say, shouldn't it be something that you don't like?
No, it's a party. We're having fun. That's like when like someone like people used to get upset like in beer pong. Like you'd be at a party and you'd have to drink if someone got it in your cup, and you'd be like, "Oh man!" Like, but you get to drink a beer. Like, how is that a punishment?
Oh, I play beer pong way different. I just drink the whole time.
Yeah, well, you got to have a side beer. I don't want to turn this into just a beer pong talk, but obviously it's always important to have like your side beer off here, and then you're drinking beer because plus those cups get warm. And I think then the kids, as I was leaving college, were switching to water cups, and then you only use the side one. So the ball doesn't make the beer dirty. But again, I don't know. It built my immune system to the way it is today. I feel like people right before me were like, well, we used to drink water out of the hose, which I did too as a kid. But that was like,
Ew.
everyone who's 10 years older than me is like, we used to drink water out of the hose. I'm like, I used to drink beer pong beer after the ball bounced off the floor. Like, whatever. Like, that's why my immune system is so strong. So I thought it would be fun. Oh, well, first we should cover some news. A lot of people are asking the deal with the parks and everything that's going on down here. So Disney still hasn't issued an official announcement. Apparently, they were supposed to reopen in a week from now or less. I'm sure they're going to say something, but they didn't inform their staff to come back. There's no schedules up, so we're going to assume they're going to push that back, and especially because there is a stay-at-home mandate now in Orange and Osceola County, the two counties that Walt Disney World is in, and that is going to be in effect until April 9th. So it starts tonight, I believe. It's tonight, right? Today's Thursday,
tonight.
yeah. So the stay-at-home mandate starts tonight. The official mandate reads, I have it over here.
And before anybody jumps on us, tonight's our last studio show.
Tonight will be our last studio show, and I think tonight it will just be Tom and Colleen, I think. Or maybe just a few people, but
I'm
people
not sure
will
about
social
tonight,
distance.
but-
We're far apart.
Yeah.
But tonight will be the last studio show during this.
Yes. Now we will still have shows because we can do all this remotely, as you've seen with things like Ride Rehab and Park Center. So we'll still be clogging the YouTube airwaves.
Yeah, we're just trying.
Waves.
Clogging is a negative term. We are bringing entertainment. I mean, it's tough sitting at home. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it has been a struggle for me. I am a person that needs people. And granted, I have Lauren at home, and we're having a great time playing games, watching TV, hanging out, being productive. I threw a balcony dance party for my entire development. I'll tell that story a little bit later. I'm actually editing together some kind of video or something just because it was so much fun. But we'll talk about that later.
And real quick, we have Eric Morton with us now.
Eric is in the house too? Yeah!
Hey.
Wow, there he is!
This crap.
Oh, look at the
Can you hear me
Eric
okay?
sandwich up top. I love it.
Yeah.
Right? This is
There
fun.
are two Pete's.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Two Pete's.
How's it going, Eric?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm on lunch break, so to speak. How are you guys doing?
So I guess you're considered essential, or is essential? Do you still have to go to work tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm working from home. Today I was out in the field this morning.
Because the mandate
and
kicks in
our
tonight. So
workers-
I'm curious, since you do
Yeah.
work around Orange and Osceola County, are you considered essential?
Yeah, our work is considered essential. We will be working, but with limited time on site because most of my projects are in the wrap up phase right now.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll be going out to do some inspections and things like that, and then back to working from home.
How have since you've been out on the roads and whatnot, how are they? Pretty quiet around this area since we are so.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Traffic, it's not hard to get around town.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say, 'cause you live just
it's
north
expensive.
of the Magic
The tolls
Kingdom.
are still going.
So you are right by the parks, like me. I'm kind of the south end. You're kind of the north end.
Right, I'm just north of the castle.
Yeah, and with all the tourists, since we are primarily tourists down here, I've noticed the roads are empty.
Yeah, and I was all the way over on the east side of Orlando today. Kind of the same story. Not empty, but easy to get around. I'll say no traffic jams.
Yeah.
Free flowing traffic.
What do we think? And I just figure I'd talk about this now before I go into some other stuff, and I'll finish the news in a little bit. But what do we think? And we'll just talk about it now. The parks will be like when it does reopen, when Disney does reopen. Do we? I mean, so for me,
We're all making the same face.
yeah, for me,
I was waiting for someone
I
else
didn't
to
live
jump in,
down here
actually.
after 9/11, but I heard the parks took a while to kind of get up and running a little bit, and I feel like maybe not as long, but people I think are still going to be cautious. People who have vacations planned probably have canceled them at this point. I mean, with the exception of the super fans like us who will rush back and get videos and pictures and the news stuff. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty quiet for the next few months. This might be a really slow summer for Disney.
I would not be surprised to see Disney introduce some limited capacity, some kind of social distancing measures, some kind of keep people spread apart while they kind of get ramped back up. So I would not be surprised with the first week or two if it's kind of cautious on their part and on the part of everyone else too. I think limited interaction, probably not running up and hugging Snow White or whatever people are used to doing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, I also agree. It it's going to be very different, I feel. Who knows? This is all, we're just talking. But yeah, I can definitely see like a limit, especially on like human face characters. Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say the same. Like it, I mean, Pete, you mentioned 9/11 before, and I was kind of thinking the same thing. That was like another instance where people weren't allowed to travel or didn't feel like traveling because of like how safe or comfortable they were. But I remembered like people wanting to know that it was okay to go out again, or like go to a place that they can feel like they are happy again, like feel that they are happy, or a place that can be a bit more joyful rather. And I remember Disney like certainly was that place that people were like, okay, I guess we'll reopen because people need or want to be able to come here. So I certainly agree. It will be not so busy, and I'm sure entertainment is going to get a huge kind of cut. I'm sure all like the major rides and attractions are going to be open though, but maybe not like all the interactable type stuff will be like completely good to go. Like I can see stuff like monsters.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say
reducing the monorail capacity. So, you go, Tyler.
No, you go.
I was just going to say reducing monorail capacity, probably on ferry boats and things like that. And then probably, you go in a haunted mansion where they herd you into a big room. Probably, hey, instead of herding 60 people in here, let's herd 25 people in here or something like that. I would not be surprised to see that.
Yeah, I don't think Disney wants to stay closed longer than they have to. And I did read that they would, and again, this is all rumors, this is nothing official, but they would come back at a limited capacity. Like you said, face characters might be limited, where they have people very close together in large spaces. Like you said, whether it's a monorail, transportation-wise, or a bus, or even in queues, that they might space those queues out and kind of wean people in slow, which I don't think will be an issue because I don't see the parks being mega crowded. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, so we have this stay-at-home mandate in Orange and Osceola until April 9th, which does two things. One, obviously Disney is not going to open during a stay-at-home mandate because you can't get your employees there. They're not really considered essential. Two, something we talked about in an article we wrote on WDWNT.com is that's going to hold construction and refurbishments too. Like that's going to stop all that stuff until April 9th. So from tonight until then, you're not going to see any of those employees as well, except for those essential. I'm sure there'll be security and whatnot. I found it funny that Universal issued a statement saying that they are hoping to come back and stay closed through April 19th. So I guess opening on April 20th. So I'm curious to see if Disney would follow in those footsteps. Every day they're closed, they're losing millions, and I don't think they want to come back before Universal. They got a lot of slack for staying open kind of last with those last few days. So I don't see them, while I see them trying to open as early as possible, I don't know if they would open earlier than Universal. So my guess would be somewhere probably around April 20th to somewhere in May. But again, it really depends on this curve, and we haven't flattened it yet. Especially, like I said, everyone knows this, but I'm from New York. And I've been watching the press conferences with Governor Cuomo, and he is painting a dire picture up in New York with how many cases they have. I think they're up to, well, as of yesterday, 30,000 cases, which the next biggest case after that, I think, is Washington or California with around 3,000. So they have 10 times more than anywhere else. And he's saying that's going to make its way around the country. So we haven't flattened this curve.
Yeah, they said tens of thousands of New Yorkers ignored orders to stay put and flew to Florida. So,
yeah, well, that's what us New Yorkers do. We just want to get out of there. And Florida's beautiful. It's nice weather. I'm surprised they came here during an emergency, like knowing what, like we're just as bad down here. What's crazy is everyone's been pretty good. Like I've gone to Publix down here, the local supermarket, and people have been social distancing. But what bothered me is they had I've been there 3 times since this thing started. I've always had like an elderly cashier, and I feel so bad. Like she's touching all the items, she's handling money. I'm trying to stay away, and I'm just like, and I thank them. I'm like, thank you so much for being here and everything else. But why? Just don't like put your younger people up there. And I don't know. I'm like, what's going on? But it's been good distance wise, except for that. But the craziest thing is I ordered Chipotle to go from my app, and I thought like I'd just go in and pick it up. It was bumping. I was there 2 days ago, and there had to be like 40 people at this Chipotle hanging out. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
We have a bar and grill at Gators Dockside. It's kind of a small chain, but there's one right here I can walk to, and they're like doing takeout and 2-for-1 bottles and cans. So there's people lined up outside.
Oh, people are doing their stuff to go
alcohol
all up and down 192. Like they're doing not only food to go, but like drinks to go. They will give you a margarita in a plastic cup and hand it to you in your car. I mean, it's the best of times and the worst of times.
Where did you say this? Where did you say this is?
This is off 192. You know, like all the restaurants on Earl Brunson. It's just south. So for all those who are not local, there's that strip on 192, which is just south of Walt Disney World. It's kind of, if you know where Animal Kingdom is, it's the closest to the Animal Kingdom. And there's also a ton of resorts and places to stay there. So you might have stayed if you're off property down in that area. And I want to talk about some other hotels off property in a minute. But yeah, like, I don't know, there's probably 80 restaurants on 192.
Oh, at least.
At least. And I want to say at least half of them are still open. We'll give you food to go, but also we're like, our bar is open as well. Do you want anything? I mean, a few days ago, I got a margarita in a plastic. They were like, I was like, you guys are doing drinks too? Like, I just went to go get like some tacos or whatever. And I was like, you guys, your bar's open too? They're like, yeah, you want a margarita or something? And I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we're doing like 2-for-1s. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
our place is only doing bottles and cans, so I want to do the drive-through margaritas. Surely you can't get in trouble.
Drive-through margaritas might be the best and worst thing that ever happened to Florida.
Is Margaritaville doing that? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, Margaritaville totally should. Margaritaville, actually, I was down in that area. When was I there? I don't remember, but they were like, it was like a ghost town, but like also, it was strange. They had a lot of security. I don't know why. It's like they ramped up security. I don't know if they want people coming in or don't want people coming in. But, I mean, everything's open down there. In that little, you know that little, like, area on your way into Margaritaville? They have all those shops and restaurants. Everything's open.
Yeah, it's called Sunset Walk.
That's it, the Sunset Walk.
Yeah, that area looks like they're setting it up to be pretty cool, but it's always kind of dead.
Right.
But there's a lot of cool stuff. Actually,
I hope it picks up.
I'm told that they're building a place. The Bongos people are actually they've moved out of Disney Springs and they're building a place there in Sunset Walk.
Nice.
I've been there to the Yeoman Pub.
It's already open?
Yeah, is it?
I think so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't Gloria Stefan is part owner of Bongos, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, her and her husband.
What are we saying? P, you should try to eat local. I do eat local. I love eating local. I'm one of those people who are nuts, like, and Lauren hates this, but like, I would love to, like, I would buy tacos off the back of someone's truck. I would buy fruit from a lady on the side of the road. Like, I'm local. It's local. Be like, I'll eat at someone's house. Like, my favorite part when I went to Puerto Vallarta, my favorite thing I did while I was there is it was just like a 6-hour tour, and you got to like go like hang out with the father of this family at his tequila job. Like, you did like tequila tastings, and then during lunch you went back to his house, and his wife and kids served you. Like, and made a like homemade meal for you. And then we went and you got into like ATVs and went with like one of the sons who like does tours. Like, it was like following a family. It was the coolest day ever. So I'm all about local life. I don't know what would be considered like local to Orlando. Like, SoCal has like, you know, you gotta have the tacos. Like Texas has, you gotta have barbecue. New York's like, you gotta have street meat.
Yeah, I don't think Orlando has a unique cuisine that is identified. It's not like going to Kansas City or going to New York
or like
going
pizza in New York or something like that, or a big dish in Chicago.
Mickey waffles.
Mickey waffles. That's our local cuisine.
Where did Tyler go? Oh, Tyler's back. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not picking up McDonald's delivery at my front door.
You this is like your go-to food hour, I've noticed.
It is.
Yeah,
11 when I wake up. Yeah, absolutely.
So while I was talking about before is, like I said, the shutdown, the stay at home. I don't think the parks are going to open for at least this. In the area down here, you can only go to the grocery store and pharmacy, only medical appointments. You are allowed, I found this ironic, you can still go to a restaurant for takeout. And you are allowed to walk, ride your bike, or jog for exercise. You cannot
just gotta
go to
keep
work
the-
unless
keep
you're
a
providing
distance.
essential services. You cannot visit friends and family if there's no urgent need. Which, God, that should always be in place. You're like, I'd love to come see you, Dad, but... And then maintain less than 6 feet of space around you and other people. So, yeah, that's going to be the stay-at-home order in and around Osceola and Orange County through April 9th. So I don't see the Disney parks opening until at least then. And like I said, my guess would be late April at the earliest and a limited capacity basis.
Yeah, I agree. Keep in mind, if they decide to open, whenever they decide to open, all their CPs are gone, right? They're going to have limited staffing for a while until they get ramped back up.
Yeah,
Who knows what
for
they're going to
sure.
do with the college program? The new CPs are scheduled to arrive in May, so there's going to be that gap if they were to open in mid to late
empty.
April. Yeah, and then all the CPs that show up are not going to have any clue what they're doing. So it's going to be it's going to be a while before things are back to normal, I think.
And also, they have to let their staff know. So I will know, obviously, before. Hopefully, they'll issue a statement. Obviously, they'll issue a statement, but they're going to have to let their staff know. They can't just be like, hey, we're opening tomorrow. Everyone get here and report. These people have families and lives as well. So hopefully, we'll get a little bit of notice there. You guys have guesses? We'll do a little pool here. Do you want to? I haven't come up with an official guess yet, but do you want to do? We'll do a little mini pool. Opening day, Disney, even if it's in a limited capacity, where a park, at least one park, is open for business. Guesses. Go.
Put me down for April 20th.
All right, Eric M. April 20th.
I was gonna say April 13th, but I feel like that's too early. So I'm gonna do like Price is Right rules, and I'm gonna be like April 17th.
April 17th. By the way, April 20th is Batista's birthday, who works for us. Just fun fact.
Hey,
I don't know why I know that off the top of my
happy
head, but I
birthday.
just do. But anyway. So Tyler,
it
4/17.
hasn't come yet.
Wolf,
I'm gonna go for the 25th
the 25th.
of
I think that's a good guess.
April 25th.
Kevin, I gotta look at the calendar here.
I think I'm gonna go beginning of May. I think these people are gonna be gone for so long that ramping back up is gonna take them a little bit
So
of
beginning
time.
of May is in May 1.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Friday, so that actually might work.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Yeah, sure. I'll
That's a
stick with
great.
it.
That's a great guess, actually.
Yeah,
I will say, Wolf. You said the 25th. I'm gonna say
correct.
the 23rd. It's a Thursday because I feel like the Thursday will be the soft open, and then like Friday they could ramp it back up, and then they'll be ready for the weekend and not lose another weekend. And they could have staff come back in on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, prep the parks, 23rd guests, and then weekend following. All right, so those are our
What about
official
water
guesses. Feel
parks?
free to put your guess in the chat. I'll write them down later, and we'll do a little. I'll do a little giveaway. I'll do a little something. I got some stuff in my house. If you want to put your guesses in the chat, I'm using YouTube. Ours were, let's go in order. Tyler said 4/17. Morton said 4/20. Wolf said, I said 4/23. Wolf said 4/25. Kevin said 5/1. We'll see. I mean, this is a fun little game. Hopefully, I'm going to be rooting for whoever is the earliest. Get me back in the parks. I'm going crazy out here.
Somebody in the chat
someone wrote
the other
Andrew Cuomo's
day-
America's dad right now. He really is. He's like no nonsense. I hate that he let all the criminals go in New York. Made me really hate him, but he is handling this exceptionally well. So whatever. Highs and lows of politics, I guess. But yeah, he's doing a great job. If you haven't watched any of his press conferences, he's doing a bang-up job. He's just so no nonsense. I love the one he did at the Javits yesterday, the day before. Because we turned the Javits Center into a hospital. That's fun. Let's see what else we got going on. So like I said, refurbishment construction. Oh, resorts in the area. Just want to give a shout out to the Holiday Inn over by Disney Springs and the B Resort over by Disney Springs. Totally doing the right thing. They are staying open for essential staff and personnel and people who need it. I have a link over here. So like if you are a healthcare professional, a first responder, National Guard, law enforcement, an airline crew member, a journalist, a displaced resident, a college student, or even like staff from Disney or Universal who are stuck here, they are keeping their hotels open and giving them a discounted rate. Normally these hotels are, I don't know, at least $150 to $250, and they're open for $69 and $79 a night. killing all their other fees. Normally, like Holiday Inn. Here's the fun fact. So, like, I used to, when I come down, I would always stay off property, just to save some money because I spend all my money on food and drink. I didn't need the resort, and I'm just never there. I'm a rope drop to fireworks person. So the Holiday Inn would always pop up in my search for lowest to cheapest because the Holiday Inn by Disney Springs, I'd always want to be close to the parks for a cheap Uber ride, because I'd be Ubering a lot, or driving, whatever. But Holiday Inn always tacks on like $50 in fees, the one by Disney Springs.
Yeah.
So they always pop up as like $100. I'm like, what a steal! And then it'd be like $1.60 a night. But they did cancel all their fees. Only $69 a night for that Holiday Inn, or you could walk over to Disney Springs. Not that you can walk over to Disney Springs because it's closed right now. But that was really nice of the Holiday Inn and the B Resort. A lot of the other Disney Springs hotels have closed and said they won't open until late April or May, which is another thing I'm sure Disney is taking into consideration. A lot of these hotels just were like we're not coming back. I think it was the Best Western, so they weren't coming back till like May, reopening. Now I know they have a lot of construction going on, so maybe they're factoring that in too. But big shout out to them. Also, big shout out to, I mean, now we've already talked about this, but the Boathouse is giving their employees food every day for nothing, which I think is awesome. Jose Andres, who owns and runs Haleo Disney Springs, that man is like needs a humanitarian award. He's selling gift cards at a discount to us, well, to everyone, and then taking that money and putting it into a fund for his employees and
cash
for
flow.
people around the world.
Oh, wow.
He's like a first responder for food everywhere. Like when Puerto Rico was hit with the hurricane, he was there setting up kitchens, like literally like enlisting people to be like, can we fly in food? How do we get a bakery up and running? How do we do this? He finds water. When the hurricane hit the Bahamas, he was in the Bahamas. When the fires were in California, he set up food for the firefighters and people who are out of their homes. He's just a force. People need food, obviously, and the
food is good too.
And his food is legit. Haleo is flipping delicious.
Yeah.
He's just such a good guy, Jose Andres. Like, unbelievable. He has a charity. I forgot his charity. Let me plug his charity in case anyone wants to donate. Dang it.
And I just checked
Jose
the website.
Andres charity.
I did check the website for anyone's curious. The Fun Spot is actually closed for a long time.
What?
Universal's closed, Disney's closed, everybody's closed. The Fun Spot's like, we're open. So now they are officially closed.
I heard a rumor. Is Gatorland still open?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Gatorland, I feel like never closes. His charity. So Jose Andres' charity is World Central Kitchen. You can find it at wck.org. If you have extra money, I would totally donate to that organization. Jose Andres, he's the flipping man.
Gatorland is
I've
closed.
loved
I'm
all
sorry,
the
Pete.
good that has come from this. I'm sure you guys have seen it online, but like we have the pianist and performers from Jelly Rolls doing shows at night on YouTube and Instagram. Yeehaw Bob did a show. The Dapper Dans did a cool YouTube video.
Yeah, that was
the old
cool.
all the skippers from the Jungle Cruise did an awesome video. Again, Luke could just Google any of these or look them up on YouTube. They're all fantastic.
We shared them on our site.
Yeah, we have a few of them on our
they
site.
were there. I know the Dapper Dans and the Jungle Cruise guys, Yeehaw Bob, and then I forget his name, the pianist from Paris.
From Paris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Disneyland Paris. I don't remember his name, but I think I recall seeing an article that he was doing a show too.
I distance
Tell us
myself
in the
from the
chat
parks
what
that
his
I
name
haven't
is,
been
'cause
to,
I don't
and I don't
remember.
like spoilers. I know Tom loves talking about Tokyo. By the way, happy Friday to everyone in Tokyo. It's now 12:45 in the morning. Hope you're partying along
Friday,
with us into
Tokyo.
your weekend. Now it's Friday.
Hello, Spencer.
Hello, Spencer, if you're watching.
Is Spencer awake? He's
Our
always awake.
connection to Tokyo Disney. All right, what else we got in the chat here before I jump into my next little discussion? Or if you have anything you guys want to talk about, please go nuts.
Kevin, in our random channel, there's a few images that have been shared. You should bring those up.
Oh no,
because
I
they're
have a feeling they're
amazing.
definitely gonna be making fun of me. Because that's
No.
what I feel like what happens. Let's check. What do we got in the chat? I'll check that while I get embarrassed elsewhere.
Oh yes.
Are these the ones shared by Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, those are great. What else
now
do we
we
got?
have
We
to
canceled our
get-
flights to
we're
Florida. Yeah,
talking
I
about-
just canceled my flights. I'm gonna have to do a lot of flying in the next few months because I had Frontier flights to New York canceled, and they offered you a $50 credit if you canceled by Wednesday. Any trips in the next month and a half. So I canceled all my New York trips. So I got credits for my money back that I canceled the flights for. Then a $50 credit on top. And I already had like $25, $50, and $200 credits because it's Frontier and things go wrong all the time. So I had to sell like credits stocking up. I think I have like 8 credits and you can't combine them. So I have to take a lot of flights.
Sounds like the opposite
Frontier,
of Delta.
Yeah, it stinks canceling flights. I wonder what people are doing with their travel agents, like trying to figure out when they're going to come back.
I was supposed to go
to
to
a lot of locals.
Say it again. You guys are.
Tyler and I have this habit of talking over each other. I just said I think it's gonna be a lot of locals for the first month or two.
Oh, for sure. It'll be, I think, 80-90% locals for sure. At least the first month. I know some people who do have trips. I know personally people who have trips planned for May and they're not canceling. They're holding out, waiting for something else. So I mean, you can probably wait that out.
I was supposed to go to London, England, in April 20th. We were going to go to Disneyland, and then we were like, no, they need to get their stuff together. So we wanted to go to London instead. Bought a bunch of theater tickets. Was going to stay with some family there, and then now all the theater shows have closed, and they've canceled any performances for like a month. So they're like, hey, if you were meant to be here up until April 26th, your shows have been canceled and you're slowly going to get refunded for, like, everyone's going to get refunded for stuff. I mean, there's still 2 shows that have not refunded me back for things, but the flight, like, Expedia is specifically saying, do not contact Pete. We all heard and could see that. I don't know why you were like trying to hide that. They were like,
just trying to do it quietly.
You didn't do your call.
Expedia said 7 days before your flight is when you should be contacting us. If your flight is not within 7 days, then do not contact us for a refund or a cancellation yet. But if you got trip interruption kind of thing, then this covers it, so you'll get all your money back, which is good because I don't know.
I haven't seen refunds back from Cirque du Soleil. I had tickets for opening night, which I'm really bummed got canceled. I haven't got tickets back from AMC. I had movie tickets I bought for last week. Those I never got refunded back. So I'm hoping it all comes back. We had Disney dining reservations, which we didn't cancel because we assumed Disney would just cancel them on their own. So I hope they don't charge me for that. So there's a lot of just pending. I hope things happen. I hope things don't happen. Oh, we have the images? Sweet. All right, let's pull up these images. These are hilarious. These are from our private company little chat on Slack. There's this is going on at Disney right now. You know, it's for the birds. I love that random cat like creeping up on them. This one just chilling in the fountain.
The subtitle is "Nature has reclaimed itself."
This is great. Yes, that is so good. I love that.
That looks like Gordo.
Yeah, it could be.
That's awesome. That cat's gonna get soaked. It's gonna jump right out of there. I like pretending like this is actual real pictures, and I'm gonna comment as if they are. Yes. Someone did not have their lap bar down. That duck is gonna get clipped. That'll never make it through the tunnel. Never.
Yeah, they managed
First
to
of
bring a
all,
whole
isn't
bag of
that?
popcorn.
I'm pretty sure that's a rock and roller coaster ride vehicle with a Space Mountain sign on top.
No, or it could be Disneyland Space Mountain.
Oh, that's right. They're side by side
that's-
at Disneyland.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Disneyland Space Mountain.
Because the
Speakers are
speakers,
on
doesn't
there.
that look like rock and roller coaster?
A little bit.
Those chairs look more
never
comfortable.
seen it.
Roller
Hold
coaster
on,
has,
I'm getting. Did you
over
see
the
this?
shoulder
That
harnesses.
YouTube feed has been down for 5 minutes. No one can post, and the chat is getting kicked out. Feed is back now. But the
No.
chat is error messaging. If you're wondering why the numbers dropped.
It's
Everyone in the
YouTube
world,
problem.
I believe, is streaming or watching
yeah,
streaming
makes sense.
stuff right now. on
YouTube has
YouTube.
been not doing so great the last 10 minutes.
All right, let's see if we could fix. Thanks for the heads up. Who was that? Courtney. Oh, thanks, Courtney. If you can hear me, even if people are even watching, even Steven. Are we rebooting YouTube?
No, it's actually kind of a
YouTube's not
YouTube
rebooting.
problem, but it looks
Oh.
like it may have come back to some extent.
Let's
So
see, I'm gonna-
YouTube themselves are working on it. They have
I'll
a picture of a
refresh it.
monkey, which tells us it's not our fault.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's why. Yeah, the numbers. It's just frozen.
Oh, there's a monkey, so it's all fine.
Error message. Error message. Error message. Oh, that's.
It's like the
annoying.
video
There's a
stream
topic.
itself is going.
Well, you can't
Favorite
watch on
monkey
YouTube.
movie, go.
We still have the Facebook stream, right?
yeah, Facebook has been going just fine.
let's see
I
if I can
Yeah, it's just
believe,
YouTube.
I'll pull up the Facebook chat.
I believe Periscope has been as well. So you
All
have
right,
a variety of options.
Hopefully those two work. Dang it. Typical party atmosphere. Things are going out of control. Let me see if I can
Like
pull
here.
Pete gets a few White Claws in him and everything falls apart.
up. I know. What the?
The cat on Splash Mountain makes everything better, though.
The cat on Splash Mountain does make everything better. This is just.
Yeah, the Splash Mountain
They
cat.
should give
I
a
love
copy
that.
of this at the unemployment office, like just to kind of help with people's emotional
Yeah.
state.
Or at the DMV, they hand you this when you walk in. Please review this.
Boy,
I'm
the
gonna try
Cats
and
movie
find the
looks
chat
great.
In Facebook. Should we do an early
That would have
break?
been better than the
See if
Cats
this gets
movie.
fixed?
I heard the Yeti's not
Anything
even
is-
moving now.
I'm reading messages yet. I don't know if it's back.
That was good.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, the Splash Mountain cat. I love that.
Well, that's upsetting. Yeah, YouTube is no good.
Well, we can double hear ourselves at the moment, so sounds like something's happening.
All right, cool. I'm gonna try and pull up the Facebook chat.
Pete, since you're a party guy, there's a game show called Taskmaster, which is a British game show that get comedians to do simple tasks, but in the most creative or entertaining way possible. And they're because they can't do the show right now, they're doing a home version where they're giving everyone in the world a task to do. And the most recent one was turn your bathroom into a place you'd want to have a party at. And I feel like you could
Nice.
easily do that.
Oh my god, I feel like I have done that in college.
Maybe we should do that for Saturday's show.
I would totally. I mean, my bathroom. And honestly, I think I can make any bathroom an awesome spot for a rager. I mean,
Do it. Film it, put it up on Twitter, #home tasking.
task.
You might
Not
need
legit
Olympic
toilet
prizes.
seat.
You might
First of all,
win
this sounds
something.
amazing because like I used to do improv for many years and I loved it. I miss it tremendously. So like having to improv a situation, I'm sure on television, like do this in an interesting way, just sounds like a fun game. Like brush your teeth, but not like you're normally brushing your teeth. Like that's a fun game for me. Like doing the stuff out of the ordinary. Sorry, this just popped up. Yay, Facebook's working. Well, Facebook numbers are going up, but YouTube is going.
YouTube looks like it's working again.
It's back?
Yeah, I've got chat again. I don't
Oh,
know
sweet.
if
I'm
anybody
gonna
else
refresh
has, but
the page.
I guess if somebody's not there, they
Thanks
wouldn't
for
know we're
everyone's
seeing it.
patience. I appreciate that. Taskmaster, yeah, that's awesome. What would I do in a bathroom? I mean, like, obviously, well, we used to turn bathtubs into just giant.
Sorry.
What would I do in a
You were
bathroom?
just like,
Tyler
what would I
also
do in a
appreciated
bathroom?
the out of contextness of that.
What?
Yes.
I missed it.
Sorry.
Story of my life.
No, it was the way you were like, what would I do in a bathroom? Like the way you
What would I do in a bathroom?
just
would I
said
do
that
in a
randomly. It was funny.
First of all, I am happy. Can we talk about bathrooms for a minute? I am happy that people are finally getting on the bidet bandwagon. I have been a bidet supporter
yeah.
for years. Every bathroom in my apartments for the last, I don't know, 3-4 years have had bidets. Happy to see people are finally getting on this bandwagon. Without a bidet, we're living like animals. Everyone should get one. Go invest.
Pete, for those who don't know, why don't you explain what a bidet is?
A bidet? All right, sure. I can do this appropriately.
It's like a
There's-
drinking fountain, but under a toilet seat.
Yeah, what it does is there's a little, and they're not, people think you have to buy a fancy toilet, and you can, but you don't have to.
Honestly.
There is I don't know if it's like $40 or whatever, $50, but there is an attachment you can add to your toilet. And what it is, there's a little knob next to you when you're done, after you've done what you have to do. And it shoots, and there's different pressure levels. Mine goes from 1 to 5. It shoots a delightful little stream of water to clean anything that may be dirty after you're done going to the bathroom. as opposed to just taking paper and moving that dirt around, the water will help clean, and we'll become clean human beings and not animals just walking around after some regular toilet paper. People don't even have toilet paper anymore, so God knows what's going on out there.
The one that goes to 11.
There's going to be an underwear shortage soon after people have to just throw their underwear out. So bidets are the way of the future. Invest in a bidet. It also, and I don't know if I'm putting too much information out there, it feels delightful. You get up feeling clean as a whistle. So go get yourself a bidet. It's not a hardcore stream. You can select your pressure level, but we're not here to talk about bidets. But please, I'm a pro bidet world. That's where I want to live.
I'm actually not having trouble with
bidet hour.
I'm not having trouble with like having enough toilet paper for this whole thing, but I am starting to get low on paper towels, and I'm really learning a lot about conserving paper towels. I'm using the old towels from my old apartment that I was supposed to throw out, you know, to wipe my hands down or to dry off my hands after I wash them or wipe something down. But yeah, the paper towel problems are getting real, and there's not a French solution for that, I don't think. No bidet.
Do you mean like kitchen like paper towel?
Yeah, like kitchen paper towels. Like I'm down to one.
You need dishcloths. Everyone needs a dishcloth.
We have some dishcloths.
Whoa, that is a
Right.
petri dish for disease.
No, you wash them.
They smell though.
No, so
You gotta
I do
wash them, like,
I go
every
through,
day.
I change. I agree. I go through a dish. I think drying your hands on a dishcloth is fine, but paper towels come in handy all over the place. I do select a size. I finally got Lauren to use the squares as opposed to a whole piece, like this big wasteful person. You got to select a size. You can use a little half sheet, but dish towels are, I think, for drying your hands are fine, but like you can't just like use that for everything. You can't like wipe down a countertop and then just be like, let me put my hands on this.
No, I'm not saying do that. I'm saying have about 5 tiny little square towels that you only use for like washing dishes and wiping counters. And then if it's dirty, if you've used it for like one day, you throw it in the washing machine. And then at the end of like the week, you wash all of them together or something.
We might survive this together. We got bidets and dishcloths. Do you guys need us to solve any more problems? We've got the paper towels are solved. The toilet paper is solved.
Oh yeah,
what do you got next?
What's great about this? I mean,
you're welcome,
we're
America.
Gonna find some silver linings. This is great. I'm happy people are getting bidets. You know what? We probably should use dish towels more often. It's better for the environment than us going through paper towels. Let's look at the silver linings. Anyone else have any other things we've solved throughout this crisis?
Yeah, well, I would just say this. Now, some of the stuff that's gone viral has been fake or whatever, but in general, I think the planet is getting like a nice little breath. Look how much less CO2 is probably in the air right now with less cars and less planes and everything else. I mean, it's not a permanent thing, but it is interesting to see like what, you know, how much less are we polluting right now? I don't know.
Yeah, what surprised me was I believe it was the canals in Venice or something like that. Like dolphins are now swimming. Like, yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, someone said that was fake though. Like I've seen the video where you can see the bottom of the canals. The swans were from some other place where they've always been, or what? But still, it's a cool thing to think of, right? Venice without the boats going up and down. Venice is a stressed out city anyway. Like all the cruise traffic and everything that comes in and out of there, like they have problems in Venice. And right now the streets of Venice are quiet, and you know, it's for
when all the
a terrible
destruction
reason.
that happened when Mysterio was over there, no, forget it.
that was a Spider-Man joke.
Sorry, I'm deep in the chat. Just catching up now that everything's back.
Far from home.
And I just don't care.
Hello? This was you? Did you write the Diffin Dollars? Boycott Corbucks?
Me? No, that was not me.
Oh. Someone wrote, still waiting on Diffin Dollars to roll off the press. Boycott Corbucks. That's great. What do I drink? Charlie X. Well, right now I'm drinking Coronas. Corona Seltzer. And the reason why? 0 carbs, 0 sugars, gluten-free, 90 calories. Still has 4.5%. Not a lot, but a nice sessionable drink. I'm obviously, as you can tell from my shirt, I'm a day drinker during this outbreak. During this outbreak or whatever. But yeah, because I go to bed early now. There's nothing to do at night.
Yeah.
Also, I missed some people earlier, but what's up to Julie in Canada, Dean in Savannah, Anita in Detroit? We are all over the world. We have people watching in UK, Brazil, Boston, Massachusetts, Texas, New York City, the Netherlands, Illinois, Georgia, Cali. So thanks for everyone for tuning in, and hopefully we can make your day a little bit brighter. We are on the air for about 2 more hours, and we do have a discussion coming up. We're going to be rating and ranking here with all my friends at the Partay, our favorite restaurants and lounges. I've put together some lists, and then you guys can tell me if I'm way off or way on. So we'll do that later on.
This is more up my alley than the unbuilt attractions, I can tell you that.
You guys doing unbuilt attractions. I'm like, let's talk about bars and lounges around the property. And maybe
I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Same. I haven't drank in many of the lounges. I haven't eaten in most of the restaurants.
I will walk you through the cheapest
to us.
and the best ways.
Not yet.
And also
People
some
have
hidden
not yelled
gems
to me
around the
about
property. We'll go
restaurants.
in the resorts, and we'll also go in the parks and also around the resorts as well.
Pete
we
has
are
all
also
the
taking
bars
your
in
questions
different categories.
and concerns, your comments, anything you want to talk about in the chat. I am now watching both Facebook and the YouTube chat, and you can find us at WDWNT or WDW News Today on Facebook. We're also live on Periscope, Twitch. In terms of when the parks will open, we don't know. Tonight we have Walt Disney World News Tonight. WDW News Tonight. Make sure you tune in at 9 p.m. That is our late night talk show-esque style show if you've never seen it. But I'm sure most of you have. It's fantastic. And then
Can I just stay for tonight's show?
The last
really
round
quick?
of March Madness,
you
right?
remember.
Eric, you're
Yes.
on that, right?
Yep, last round in March Madness, and it's going to get rough. It's going to get difficult.
Yeah, you guys
There's
got
a lot
to
of
narrow
stuff that
down
people
their
are very
our March
passionate.
Madness topic this year is unbuilt Disney attractions. So we have all the concept art. You can go back and watch the old episodes if you want.
And if you don't have the time to watch those episodes, though, like I think Park Center has been doing a really good job of recapping it.
Yeah.
So they've done a show for each round where they do a much shorter show where they can kind of just quickly go through their thoughts on it, and it's pretty good. And it looks like it's shaping up to. There's a couple favorites, and it's going to be a tough battle here tonight. See what happens.
I'm excited to see what happens. As a member of the Park
I haven't even
Center
decided how I'm
family,
going to vote on a couple of them.
I will apologize to everyone who watched Park Center last night. I lost Wi-Fi about halfway through the show, so I am sorry I didn't get to finish the show. But normally we do the week's news in 30 minutes or less. But for March, we are recapping, since there's not much news anyway. We are recapping and doing predictions for our March Madness tournament. So a great way to check in is on the Park Center shows. Will I be on the show tonight? I won't be on the show tonight since they're concluding March Madness. I won't be there. But next week, a week from tonight, I believe me and Nick are back for Liquid Magic. So I'll be around, and I'll probably be in the discussion panel as well. Also,
You can help me write jokes for tonight.
I
I haven't
on a
written
calendar
anything for
here
long.
is on March 31st. What day is that? March 31st is next Tuesday night. We are doing a Cool Runnings watch along. I am so excited for this. Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. We have the one Doris and the one Junior, the fastest of the fast. Anyway, I will 100% be a part of that. I don't know where we're doing it from, or if we're doing it from home, but Cool Runnings watch along coming up on March 31st,
I've never seen
Tuesday
it.
night.
I'm excited to see it. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
What?
I do
What?
remember the actual Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh my
I've
God!
seen it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it has 19 Oscars.
Sounds
Yeah, I
low,
think you're
but-
wrong.
What?
Yeah, I mean, am I wrong?
That can't be right.
I don't know. It can't be wrong either.
I think it lost out on a
No
couple of
movie
them.
has 19 Oscars.
19 Oscars.
What are you talking about?
Yes, Cool Runnings. I mean, I just remember opening the envelope over and over again that night, and they were like, you guessed it, Cool Runnings.
Best actor, best supporting actor,
They gave
Best
out
adapted
4 Best Supporting
screenplay.
Actor awards to everyone in the bobsled. They broke the rules just for this movie.
I can't tell if you're joking or not. Here we go. IMDb awards. Oh my God, Hans Zimmer did the music for this movie.
Yeah. Hans Zimmer, I mean, this is what broke out Hans Zimmer, I'm pretty sure. It was Cool Runnings. I will sing Cool Runnings praises forever. All right, what else do we have on my list of stuff to do here? Oh, Kevin, can we watch some of those?
Lee wanted me to know that she has the soundtrack for Cool Runnings.
Really?
Nice.
That's got to be an awesome soundtrack. I'm actually going to write that down too. How do I not have that soundtrack?
Can I say something really quick about News Tonight?
Yeah,
Is that
of course.
we have a contest right now where we're going to give away. We have an awesome prize wall, and we have a fake currency called Core Bucks, which are basically like sort of like tickets at like an arcade, and you can use that to redeem some awesome prizes like cool Disney Parks merch and like old retro stuff that we have. So we're having a contest right now where you where you can replicate or parody, whatever you want to do, your favorite pre-show, like the kind of video you'd watch before you go on the ride. There's a lot of great ones. So tonight's News Tonight is going to open up with one of our own versions of a classic pre-show. I had the pleasure of editing it, and I can tell you it's going to be amazing. So don't miss the beginning of News Tonight tonight.
I was there when they recorded
it's gonna be
it
great.
yesterday, and it was fun to watch in person.
It's
So
fantastic.
yeah, you would want to tune in right at 9 o'clock tonight, in the same way you're watching us right now on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Insta, anywhere you can watch. Jump in there tonight at 9 o'clock. With that being said, I think we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere or go get yourself a refill. We have more partying to do. We're here until 2 o'clock. A lot of fun stuff coming up. We will see you in just a few minutes. Siva Ko. Are you tired of your monorail always sputtering to a stop?
I know I am.
You don't even have one.
Of course I do. It's the rusted paperweight out in the garage.
Well, if you're like me and my brother, you know how hard it can be to keep your monorail up and running, and that's why we're here to help you fix your monorail problems. So join us, Tick and Tack, the Patchett Brothers, for Monorail Talk every Saturday morning, and hear calls like this.
So, I have this old Mark IV monorail passed down from my grandparents, and I'd like to restore it.
Ooh, a Mach 4?
A fleet of Mark VI monorails. I'm just curious, how long can I get away with running them until they, I don't know, explode?
They haven't already?
I might agree with my brother on this, but that depends on how often you run them.
Oh, all day and every day.
But fairly empty, I assume?
Oh, heck no. To the gills with people. Just really full.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, in that case, time for a new fleet for sure. Anything else we could help you with?
Well, what do you guys know about gondolas?
So join us for Monorail Talk on your local public radio station. And remember, don't ride like my brother.
And don't ride like my brother.
So, can I buy you a drink?
I don't know. Wait, are you wearing Splash Mountain water?
Do you like it?
Zippity-doo-dah.
From the company behind your favorite theme park scented candles comes a new brand of seduction. Buena Vista. For men. Our line of colognes work for every occasion. Wanting to rekindle an old flame? Spray on some burning of Rome. Wanting to make a statement at the club? Try Gorilla Falls Musk. It's your fast pass to pleasure.
Honey, are you ready to go?
1 second.
We're going to be late if we don't. Is that the smell of the load platform from Dinosaur?
Maybe.
I'm canceling our reservation.
Why is that?
Because we're not gonna make it.
Buena Vista for men. Smell the way Walt would have wanted.
Something has stopped us now. I'll tell you how. We're gonna live on through it. Let's stay inside and spend our time taking things in stride. Good times aren't held at bay. Just stay away from the population and wash your hands to kill off those bacterial strands. Now we're trying to keep a little distance. It's for sure our best resistance to making things a whole lot worse. Come on, kids, let's all go down to the sink. Wash those grubby little hands of yours. 20 seconds. You never know, it might just save a life. Something has stopped us now, but don't you fret. It'll for sure get better. We'll soon be hand in hand, going down to Disneyland. Oh, won't that be so grand, though something has stopped us now. Ah-cha-cha.
What up? Should we like fill time or something right now? Like,
welcome to WDWNT Live. Today we're bringing you the sounds of the parks. And now...
Quack, 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 quack.
Hang on, do we have like a pre-show script that we can like read close to our microphones?
For eons, our planet has drifted as a spaceship through the universe.
Whoa, that is like a radio voice, dude.
F it, we'll do it live.
Hi there, welcome to our little...
Hey, and we're back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the party. You're watching Party with Pete. Here, I got my friends Eric Morton with me, Tyler, man. I got, I don't know where the wolf went. Eric, please come back.
He was just taking a brief commercial break.
And Kevin running the boards, making this all happen. Yeah. So we're here until 2 o'clock, and since this is a party and we're having a good time drinking, you can do what I'm doing. Every time I touch my face, I'm taking a drink. Feel free to have a drink along with me. It is now officially the afternoon on the East Coast.
I'm drinking lemonade. Does that count?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking lemonade.
Oh,
I'm on the clock.
God, unless there's a Long Island or a Arnold Palmer version of that, you're doing it all wrong. I know you're
I'll
on the
join you
clock.
for a cocktail
Kevin's on the clock
tonight, maybe.
I'm out of work, so there's nothing can stop me now. Tyler's song, lots of praise. That was Tyler singing in the Nothing Can Stop Us Now. Lots of love for Tyler.
Nathan wrote it, so give some props
and
to Nathan.
With the writing credit, yes. I mean, he gets all the back end money. You get all the
Can we talk a
money.
bit about like how the writing and like the performance stuff happens on the show? Because like everyone still like just assumes like one person does it, but it's like
so
a
we
huge
have a
group.
team. Yes, we can go into this. So we have when you get hired here at WDWNT, you probably are going to be wearing multiple hats. I came on as an on-air personality, but then I'd been in Comedy Writers, our News Tonight program, I do our live events and help out there. Everyone, and I'm sure many other things I've done throughout time. So we have a Slack channel where we talk and come up with these ideas. It's a brainstorming session, kind of, sort of, and then someone will take on the writing or something. People will punch it up. We also have a Trello channel. We have so many chat groups. But it is truly, it takes a village. So even, you know, with the monologues you hear and comedy pieces and commercials, it's probably one person writing and multiple performing. Like tomorrow or tonight's show, we have a Ganondola commercial. Tom wrote that, and now you have 3 or 4 of us who do the voices for that. If you have more you guys want to add, take it away.
Pretty much everything you said is that there's just like a ton of people who are always doing like multiple things. Like I did not initially come on as an on-air talent. I was just doing like the Ride Rehab podcast. And then they're like, hey, we need someone to do like this voice, or we need somebody to come and do this game. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not doing anything. I can pop on in. And I think everyone has some kind of interesting story about how they started doing more things within WDWNT.
I'm
like
still
Pete,
learning
you were
the ropes.
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll get roped into.
I'm still learning the ropes. Originally, I was hired as on-air talent, and then immediately the first day I went in, they're like, "Hey, Tom, could use some help writing jokes for the monologue?" And then now I've been writing jokes for the monologue a lot, or doing voiceovers, whatever comes up, anything people want, I do.
There is and we've talked about this in the past, but maybe we could all just talk about it quickly now. Question in the chat: what is the audition process like? I'll go last if you guys want to talk about what your audition process was like to work for WDWNT.
Mine was very recently, so pretty fresh memory. My girlfriend pointed out an ad. It took me a few days to go, oh, you know what? Screw it, I'll try it. I sent in an application, didn't really hear back for a while, then finally exchanged emails a couple times, and they invited me to come in and perform an original comedic bit the next day. So I'm like, oh, great. Now I get to write something and audition tomorrow. So I did that, went in and auditioned for Tom and Colleen, and then shortly thereafter, got an email that I was being offered the position.
Tyler, do you want to talk about how? Did you have to audition, or did you just kind of like?
I still did. We recorded Ride Rehab as the first episode as like a test, and then I said, "Hey, do you guys want to put this on the site?" And then they sort of like brought me in to say, "Hey, we liked the show, and we want you to keep doing it your way, the way you've been doing it. And then we'll like publish it." And then I was like, well, I'd still like to audition just so that like if you ever need anything in the future, like you can see what I can do. And then I think we basically played a game of Around the Hub where everyone was given like a little topic, and then it was like, or there was a general topic, and then everyone was asked like an individual question. But it wasn't it wasn't competition. It was more like, let's see how you can get along with everybody, like treating it as though it was a podcast episode or of sorts. And then, so like I was already in because of Ride Rehab, but I think that just generally showed that what I could do, or how I was a good on-air presenter. And then, I just started being used for everything else around here, including graphic stuff. Like I never handed in a portfolio or anything. It was just like, hey, you want me to do some graphics for you? And they're like, sure. And then it evolved to, hey, we'd like you to make like 1 billion graphics every day for us.
And our graphics are great. So
great.
good job.
They're fantastic. Hold it down. I mean, I know now you are full-time. Dang,
yes, it's not just me.
My face.
It's not just me. I think we have about 4 or 5 different graphics people.
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't know what that was.
We have sound effects. We can do sound effects?
Yeah. Would you like to hear the sound of a stool being kicked under a desk?
Who's on the Foley stage?
We have 4 or 5 different graphics people.
Who else does it besides you and Rob?
Hang on a second. It was on the last News Tonight. If you go to like the credits, there's like 5 different names. It's people who have done graphics for us in the past.
By the way, this was the Cherry Sirona. We're moving to the Blackberry Lime Sirona. here as well. Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Oh, and Eric's
layout.
back. Also, I'd like to say happy 5 o'clock because this is exciting. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes, the cat. That's so awesome. It has just turned 5 p.m. in a
What did I
lot
miss?
of major cities. So welcome to happy hour to everyone who is, I don't know, in Paris, Copenhagen, Berlin, Frankfurt, Budapest, Rome, Casablanca, Amsterdam, Oslo, Warsaw, Belgrade, Barcelona, Madrid, Stockholm, Zurich. It's now 5 o'clock for you guys too. So cheers to you. And the afternoon for us here on the East Coast. So anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to welcome them to the party. I like that we have the cat up there. This is why Kevin's the best. That's awesome.
my contribution.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Who made did one of our people make that graphic with the cat, or was that just a repost that we
I
found?
don't know.
Do you know if Sean saw that on the
It's
internet? If we made
hilarious.
it?
I think he just found it.
Found it? Yeah.
So we do not
Sean,
take credit for
shout out to
creating that.
Sean, our social media guy. If you follow us on any of our platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. What are the other social networks? Am I missing any?
MySpace.
MySpace. Yeah, I think
MySpace,
you can make your way into our top 8.
Friendster.
Friendster, yeah. Fans only, whatever it is. But thanks to Sean for holding us down there. All right, so I thought it'd be fun. We can kind of go through this little by little and talk about some bars and lounges. Or do you want to do the Facebook videos first? You want to do that later? What do you want to do, Kevin?
Let's go to the videos later.
Let's go to the videos
playing
later.
With those now.
So what I want to do is kind of work our way around Walt Disney World property in Florida and talk about our favorite resorts, lounges, restaurants, pros and cons. Since this is the partay, we may as well as talk about it. Do you guys want to do parks first or resorts first?
Flip a coin.
Parks?
Tyler said parks.
4.
All right, so let's do
yeah.
this. I have a full list here, but and I know you guys weren't prepared for this. I'm kind of throwing you into this. Does anyone want to talk or come to mind like your favorite or top 3 or 4 off the top of your head in the 4 theme parks, or the 2 water parks, but not Disney Springs?
Yep.
We'll keep that separate. 4 parks and the 2 water parks. Favorite places to grab a drink or a snack or hang out, and why? Anyone who's ready can go.
Well, I mean, you have to start with the places where you can actually sit down, right? There's tons of places to grab a drink in the parks, but as far as sitting down, like you have Nomad Lounge,
like a
you
place
have
to hang out.
Dawa Bar, you have Tequila Cave, you have
Do you just call it
Tune
the
In
Tequila
Lounge.
Cave instead of La Cava?
Yeah, I do.
The Tequila Cave? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I just call it the Tequila Cave. La Cava de Tequila. The Tune In Lounge and the Brown
All right,
Derby.
so do you want to go? All right, so
Are
do
there
you
any
want to go?
sit-down bars
Is it
in the
easier?
parks?
I was asking for your favorites, not you to list every single one. But if you want, we can go park by park. Obviously, the Magic Kingdom. This is the easiest one, right? So we can only grab. They don't serve liquor. They serve beer, wine, and sangria at where Skipper Canteen, the Plaza, and
Be Our Guest.
What's the other place?
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest. And isn't the can't you also get it at the Winnie the Pooh character dining place? Crystal Palace?
Crystal?
Crystal
I don't
Cafe,
know.
Crystal Colorful. Is there alliteration there? Why can't I think
No,
of this
it's
place?
Crystal Palace.
Is it the Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
Do we all
Isn't
not know
it?
somehow?
Crystal Cafe.
All right, here's a list.
Crystal
You
Canteen.
can't get it there. You can't get it
Crystal
there.
Palace.
The Crystal Palace, yeah, character dining. So I think you can get it there. So Crystal Palace, the Plaza, Skipper Canteen, and Be Our Guest. Do we have a favorite of those 4?
I haven't had alcohol in the Magic Kingdom before.
What?
Haven't been to any of those.
Gosh. So I have been to all of them. Not a surprise. The Plaza's not my style. I think it's a very nostalgic place for a lot of people, but I think they just serve really overpriced food. You have to wait for a table. Not ideal for the drinker and you, especially when we're doing Party with Pete here. So I'm going to tame this to the people who like to have a beverage from time to time. Skip it. Be Our Guest, a really cool place, and I think probably the best, I would say, theming of the 4, with Skipper being a close second. Any arguments there? Have you guys done beer again?
Skipper is the best theme.
I love Skipper.
Like,
Skipper is going to be my favorite of the four.
if no one's been there and you're a fan of sea stuff, like Society of Explorers and Adventurers, like that's the perfect place to go. There's references all over the place. The design of like the seating areas, like there's distinct sections. One of them's like behind a hidden bookcase, like you're in like a secret room. Like I honestly, I did not have a good experience eating there. I've talked about that before, but the actual atmosphere is great. I also had a bad hoster. So I had
Skipper?
I had a bad skipper, I would say, which is unfortunate. But the rest of the atmosphere was fantastic.
I've gone there once. I really enjoyed that time. It was actually, if I'm not mistaken, my first time going was training for Walt Disney World News Today. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, I agree with you, Tyler. Like, there's a bunch of just like really cool like sea references in there, and it's just really awesome. Guys, I have to go. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'll figure this out and then jump back on at 1. All right?
All right, fine.
I
We'll allow it.
know.
All right, we'll see you a little bit.
But I'll see you guys.
Yeah, following in the footsteps of you two, I will say, you were so prepared for that. That was great. Yeah, I totally love that. I will say Skipper Canteen is my favorite or also someone put, I think Liberty Tree, you can get beer, wine, and sangria as well. But Skipper Canteen, yeah, the theming's the best. You do have to get a good skipper. It's just like the Jungle Cruise itself, is your server can make or break that experience. But I think the food is really good. I've enjoyed the food. I haven't had a bad experience. Maybe because I've only gone my first few times with people who have had it before, so they were like, have this, and I liked everything I ate. They also have Kungaloosh, the beer there, which is a great, awesome beer that you can get there and at the Animal Kingdom, which is my go-to beer of choice in the parks. They have some fun, like mocktails. Like, it's not like cocktails, but they'll mix like wine and soda or sangria and something, and they have mocktails as well if you want non-alcoholic stuff. But so they do as best they can to being a full-service restaurant, even though it's in the Magic Kingdom. And obviously the theming in there's so much. You should ask your server or just go in there and walk around just to check it out. Like Tyler was saying, there's back rooms. If you look at the actual bookcase, some of the books are either one hysterical or two like referencing major people or events in the Walt Disney Company. It's super cool. There's also a bathroom in there, but it's normally very clean. So
there's a bathroom
spot. Yep, they have a private bathroom. It's very nice. It's very clean. I'm a big fan of clean bathrooms around the park, so one day I'm going to talk about all the best bathrooms. We've already had enough bathroom talk for today, so we'll leave it at that. Also, I don't know if I should say this, but I've had really cool skippers that have let me just, when the wait's not long, run in and just sit down, order a few beers, and leave. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but the skippers are super cool. They're like, I'm busy everywhere, or I've had a long day, and I would just like, pound a beer and then take the other one to go, or because it can be a long day at Magic Kingdom without having a beverage or two. That's why I recommend going to the Wave beforehand. But anyway, so that's Magic Kingdom. What about going over to, we'll do Epcot last, 'cause that's crazy. That's like its own world. What do we think over at Hollywood Studios? Favorite spots?
Tune-in lounge for me. Tune-in lounge.
I would have to agree. I also am a big fan of the outside bar at the Brown Derby.
Yeah.
Even though the Brown Derby, the food is very expensive, the drinks are the same price as the carts. And you can get anything. It's a full operating bar. You can get it to go. And they also take Tables in Wonderland. If you're not familiar, Tables in Wonderland is a discount card you can get if you're a pass holder at DVC, where you get 20% off food and beverage, including alcoholic beverages. So finding a bar that takes Tables in Wonderland where you can get 20% off drinks is a huge advantage if you're having some beverages around the parks. But yeah, tune-in, I've only had really good experiences with tune-in. Like, I'm almost afraid to go back because the bar has been set so high the last 3 or 4 times I was there.
Yeah, it's a cool environment. It's actually tough to get more than 1 or 2 seats together. It's usually, there's probably only 10 seats at the bar. You can sit in that living room if you want to, but they have a good drink selection. They have the bartenders have been there for a very long time. They know what they're doing, and I don't know. It's just a tradition. Whenever I'm there, we always end up in the Tune In Lounge every time. But it's the only thing I do every time I go to the studios.
I keep touching my face, Drake. Hold on. I got introduced to them. A friend of mine, Josh, knew them for a while and introduced me to them, and now we're all friends. But they're awesome. They're super cool. Like you said, it's hard to get seats together because I think there's only maybe 10 bar stools with a gap in the middle for service. But again, you grab one, you stand behind somebody, and then you kind of fall in it. You get this community atmosphere. People are drinking and talking together. The last time I was there, made friends with the couple next to us, and then I ended up like holding their baby and taking care of their baby for a few minutes, and which was only a few months old.
Now the baby's an alcoholic.
I first of all, I know I'm known as the partier drinker, but I also am the baby whisperer. I love, whatever. I shouldn't. Saying I love kids sounds so terrible, but yeah, I'm the baby whisperer. So like, it was a super adorable baby. And they were like having a good time. They handed me their child, and yeah. So Tune In Lounge, awesome spot. One spot I have to talk about, Baseline Tap House.
Yeah,
I love the Baseline Tap House at Hollywood Studios.
They don't have as good a selection of like mixed drinks there for the cocktails, but yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah, if you're a craft beer drinker, or even they have some cool wines. Definitely a great spot. Makes you feel like you're in California. It's one of the only spots where they don't play Disney music, whether that's for better or for worse for you. They will actually play current music in like this coffee house vibe.
Coffee house, yeah.
Yeah. And it's really neat. And then you're actually the one that told me and Lauren that we could actually get drinks there. I thought they only served beer and wine, and you were like, no, they have like mixed drinks, but it's like you said, limited. They got a bottle of Tito's back there. I think like a bottle of rum, bottle of gin. And your basic mixers. They're not doing specialty cocktails.
Basically, like if you came to my house, they probably have everything that I could make for you, but they don't have everything.
Yeah. But a great spot to hang out. And then obviously the table's outside. There's a lot of shade. It's right across the Muppets area, right before you go into Galaxy's Edge. Baseline Tap House. I was super excited when they announced that, and it didn't disappoint. It's not like they have super crazy exclusive beers, but like they still have like some cool one-offs you won't find at the rest of the property. They got some.
I think they're all California beers, though.
What?
Aren't they all California beers?
They are.
Maybe
It's
I'm wrong.
California area, and also I'm a big IPA guy, so they usually have like 2 or 3 IPAs that are very yummy. They have Stone, they have Sierra Nevada, like you said, the California beers.
Yeah.
Anything else over at? Oh, I will say as an honorable mention, one of my favorite drinks to grab if I'm in Toy Story Land and I'm back away from all the other bars is the Grown Ups Lemonade at Woody's Lunchbox. It's like this black cherry lemonade vodka mixed drink. You can order it through the mobile dining app, so you can order it as you're walking up and then just go pick it up, which is amazing.
They have that good ice.
Yeah, so that's a fun little thing. Like I'll just order like 2 or 3 of them, and we'll walk up to the window, we'll pass them out. You don't have to wait for a drink. And they're not crazy. Again, like I'm talking in Disney terms, not like I have this kind of like disposable income, but for Disney pricing, I think it's like $10 or $11, which isn't bad for a mixed drink involving vodka and lemonade and black cherry. It's delicious. Grown Ups Lemonade. Honorable mention. Anything else at Hollywood Studios we should talk about?
Well, I just think people will want us to mention the Oga Cantina. I know a lot of people really like it. It's very popular. Not my favorite bar, but it's cool and it's definitely worth checking out. But you can only go there for like 45 minutes at a time, 2 drink maximum. And I think all the drinks are just pre-mixed. It's, here's these 10, 12 drinks that we have. And that's.
It's also, so it has this huge demand. Just for those who don't know, or for those who know, and I'll just give a little more insight. It has a huge demand. Usually you need a reservation or you got to wait like a half an hour just to get in. It's the bar inside of Galaxy's Edge in the Star Wars area of Hollywood Studios. It is super cool. There's a DJ Rex, an animatronic that's playing music for you. There's all these smoke and concoctions being brewed and bubbles and really cool Easter eggs from Star Wars. But it is a 45-minute limit. It's only pre-mixed drinks, and the drinks and the beers are extremely expensive. I think probably more than anywhere else on property. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like
No, they're right up there. Maybe Enchanted Rose level.
Yeah, Enchanted Rose level.
And the
They're
fact
just
that you
so
can't really
expensive.
do an apples to apples
But at least in
comparison
Enchanted
because all
Rose,
their
like,
drinks are pre-made.
they're doing more mixology and they're making this beautiful cocktail using high-end ingredients. You're getting a pre-made beverage at Oga's for
Yeah,
you're
you
paying
have
for the
no
atmosphere.
idea what they've actually used to
Yeah, you
make
don't know
that
the
beverage.
measurements. I touch my face so much.
What do
Again,
you
if you're
do?
not aware, every time I touch my face, we're taking a drink. At least I am.
Mm-hmm.
Eric's at work, and Tyler's in Canada, so I don't know what that means, but that's why they're not drinking. I don't know.
It's a Canadian thing.
I don't drink,
Kevin
but I
drank
have
the show, but you can drink
multiple
along with me.
stories.
Yeah, go ahead. But you've been to some of these spots. Surely you have some that you like and some that you like better than others.
Oh,
right?
well, I mean, in studios, okay,
In
so I'm
studios,
not a
what's your
drinking
favorite
person.
spot?
Honestly, I love Backlot.
Oh.
Okay, so Stage 89, right before we did the event at studios, we were all like camped there and we were all eating and trying to figure out what we were gonna do because there was like some problems. But I'm trying to look this up because I can't. Okay, here it is. I was like, what should I order? Because I during that trip and the past few trips to Disney, I did not want to get burgers, chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, or a standard Coca-Cola soda. I wanted to try everything else that was available. And so when we were at Backlot, I was in line, and then Tom Corliss was beside me, and I'm like, what should I get? He's like, get the chicken and biscuits, which they don't have there anymore because I double checked the menu. They were only there like 2019, I think. But it was this, and I'm reading this from our website. It was chicken tenders, but they had this spicy strawberry glaze. There was like freshly made biscuits. It had this, what's it called? Country gravy. And there was bacon crumbled on top of it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I tried it, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever eaten. Like, I did not expect these chicken tenders with strawberry glaze to be so good, but mixed with like the gravy and the bacon bits on top of it. It was amazing. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. And then Tom was like, yeah, I'm not going to suggest you to eat something terrible. And I'm like, I will take any recommendation you give me now.
He has high standards.
It was.
We all know Tom.
Surprisingly amazing.
Kevin,
I will say, as also as like a little, like I guess an honorable mention, but what's the? Oh my God, I just lost it while you were talking. I thought of it and I just forgot.
Sorry.
Oh, the milk stand with the alcohol. So like you can get the blue or green milk, and one has the rum or the tequila. I like the one with the tequila. I actually don't like either milk on its own at all, and I don't like the rum one, but the tequila one, not bad.
the bread pudding is the best green or blue milk related food.
Yeah, you
or
really like
beverage
that. I was there when you had that.
Yeah, it was good.
All right,
Kevin,
I think
do you
we've
have a
covered
favorite?
Studios. There's obviously other places you can get alcohol. Studios has like rolling carts. They just literally, I call Studios like going to like an open bar wedding. They roll out carts in random places, and you can just walk up and order drinks or beer. Good time at Studios. Should we go over to the Animal Kingdom? This is one of my favorite parks and places to hang out.
Nomad Lounge wins. No
Nomad
doubt.
Lounge always wins.
Nomad Lounge in a landslide victory.
Have you done Nomad yet, Tyler?
No, I was going to the last time we were there, and I didn't get to. And I was like, oh, maybe next time. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I really want to, though. My gosh, like everything always sounds good there. I mean, super expensive, but really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they take Tables in Wonderland, again, which is nice. So we get the 20% off the booze and the food. But, I mean, even if you go and just have one cocktail, it's just a cool place to hang out. For those who don't know, it's attached to Tiffin's, which is on the way into Pandora, the world of Avatar, right off, I guess what you would call like the main hub around the tree. What is it? Discovery Island, I guess we call that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I keep touching my face.
That place, though, I could stay there all day, and I have. But not all day, but like we just tend to get a lot of visitors and people that come visit from out of town, and they're doing stuff, and maybe they didn't know I was going to make it so I don't have the fast pass that they have, and they're going to ride some stuff. Like, drop me off at the babysitter, which is the Nomad Lounge, and come get me when you guys are done. I could stay there for several hours. And
I tell people the same thing is that, like, even when we have friends and family time, they're like, we're at Animal Kingdom. I'm like, all right, go do what you have to do, run around, do your fast passes. I'm like, when you have a down minute, meet me over at Nomad. They have their own custom drinks. The menus alone too have the notes and sketches of when the Imagineers were touring the world, getting inspiration for the Animal Kingdom. It's super cool. That's where Joe Rohde hangs out. It's kind of his baby. And I've talked about this on other shows, but they have an inside bar. They have inside high tops. They have the outside area where you can people watch. There are couches, or if you want a table, there's tables. The staff, 80% wise, I'd say I had almost everyone that works there. 80% of them are really good, really nice. We'll give you awesome suggestions. It's just a really cool place to hang out. Sitting on that couch, even though it's outside, like, I think whether there's fans out there or not, it's just a way to, like, put your feet up, relax. You hear the sounds of Pandora mixed with the sounds of Discovery Island. You're drinking this, whether it's a Kungaloosh beer, like I already talked about, or an awesome cocktail. The little snacks and bites that you can order are fantastic as well. I think this just hits everywhere. This is, like, probably one of my top 3 or 4, like, property-wise across all of Walt Disney World. So definitely Nomad. But while we're talking about this, another place that I think that has awesome drinks and is under the radar, it's a restaurant, so you have to go inside, but is Yak and Yeti. The drinks at Yak and Yeti are fantastic, and the theming is fantastic. The food is amazing. They do give you an annual pass discount, or if you're a member of the Landry's Club, you get points.
It's a Landry spot.
Yeah, it's one of the Landry spots. Landry's is the chain that owns T-Rex at Disney Springs,
Rainforest
at Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs, and Yak and Yeti. I love Yak and Yeti. You guys have you been to Yak and Yeti?
I went there. I've been there once, and my memory is not great of it, but I don't mean that. My memory's not entirely accurate, but I remember I enjoyed it. It was good.
All right, Tyler.
Multiple times.
There you go.
The first time I went was like 2008, like a long time ago. That was when, like, me and my mom just went, and it was so good that when Tom and I went back, like, every time I'm like, guys, we have to go eat here. And I've loved it. There's so many recipes that I've tried to replicate at home and I just can't. Like, they have this delicious glazed, like, breaded glazed honey chicken plate. I think it's like a lo mein as well. Like, all the food there is great. I have a video of something special the wait staff did when we got in. I'll have to see if I can find that and send it to Kevin or something. Let me go hunting for that. They don't normally do special stuff. Like, when you go into, like, Liberty Tree Tavern and then they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the people from Canada or whatever. Like, yes. They did something like that for us as well, and that was really fun.
I love it. Also, a fun fact, if you remember the Landry's Club, which is free, I think, to sign up for, or it's $25, but you get a $25 gift certificate, you get, like, front-of-the-line seating, which really helps you Yak and Yeti because there's always a wait. So I can walk in there. The longest I've ever waited is, like, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And the line for everybody else was an hour, or the wait was an hour. So if you're not a member of that Landry's Club, I would recommend signing up. Because they do it for you. They give it, like, priority seating, which is nice.
I'll have to go there with you sometime and tailgate off of or ride your coattails in there. Yeah.
Some other spots that don't involve going and waiting in line. The Dawa Bar is awesome. That's over in Africa, outside of what's that character dining spot? Actually, I'll tell you.
I know how to get to Dawa Bar. I'm just drawing a blank.
What's the name? Oh, Tusker House. It's right outside Tusker House.
Tusker House.
Yeah. I love Dawa. I think, again, great bartenders, cool outside spot. One of my favorite things to do is, there's no discounts here, sadly, but it's a great spot to grab a drink and watch the acrobats or the other entertainment in Africa, which I think they have some of the best entertainment on property. These guys are amazing. You literally are transported to Africa. The scenery, the entertainment, the music, the people who are carving wood behind there and making beaded necklaces. It's a really cool spot to grab a drink. Love Dawa. Over in Asia, my favorite spot to grab a drink is the Thirsty River. Love the Thirsty River bar. My favorite drink is actually a non-alcoholic drink on the menu, and I ask them to add alcohol, and then they'll always do like single or $2 double. I'm like, give me that $2 double. I think it's called like the Yak, or like the Thirsty Yak, or the Thirsty something. I don't know, but it's a mango frozen drink, which they add shots of vodka to. It's fantastic. You guys have any other spots over at Animal Kingdom you like?
Yeah, but I'm going to sound like an idiot trying to think of what it's called.
I can help you. Describe it.
It's just a stand where it's near Expedition Everest.
That's the Thirsty River.
Thirsty River?
When you get off and it's over to the side right before the ice cream truck, between the ice cream truck and Expedition Everest?
Yeah.
That's Thirsty River. That's what I was talking about. Where they have the two frozen drink machines and then they have a full bar. And they serve from both sides.
Sorry about that, guys. I must have zoned out on that one.
All right. Well, so you like that as well. I think we've talked about this.
I can honestly say, like, I don't remember half the places I eat at sometimes. But also, like, when you mentioned Tune In Lounge, I'm like, where the heck is Tune In Lounge? Like, I've just never spent time in that section of studios that I even knew that was there. I mean, like,
it's just attached to that
probably
prime time.
on. Yeah, like, I think we stood outside of Primetime waiting for people to show up one night at Stage 89. But we were outside there, and I'm like, wait, what's this restaurant? Hollywood and Vine? I've never even seen this place before. Like, I think I just walk past the theming half the time. I just never really took it in. But I just didn't know half of these spots existed because the food was never a huge part for me of going to, like, the parks. It was more like just making sure to get on rides and attractions and stuff. Like, I think I said before.
Alone, because before we moved down here, Lauren said the same thing. Like, we went to a restaurant. She said, I never knew this was here in our last 3 visits. Like, I just walked by. Like, she didn't know about Yak and Yeti. Like you said, Tune In. Like, all these places. Like, and then as they start to unfold, that's kind of why I wanted to do this segment. And we're going to go to the resorts after we do the parks. Is there so many hidden gems that are just, like, such a cool spot to grab a bite or grab a drink that I think people should take the time to go do. And there are those down times throughout the day where either it's raining or it's super hot or you have to, like, wait a half an hour for your next Fast Pass where you can go hang out in these places, and they're fantastic. I will say another spot at the Animal Kingdom, just to kind of complete the list. I don't want to leave without talking about it. Pongu Pongu, which is the little place you can grab some lumpia or margarita or a beer right in Pandora when you're getting off of Flight of Passage. Is a cool little spot. There's 2 registers. A lot of people don't realize that. One line's always longer than the other, and they're serving the same exact thing, so you can go to either side. Really cool spot, Pongu Pongu. Again, for little snacks, that lumpia is delicious.
Oh,
go ahead.
Satuli. I don't know how I forgot to mention.
I was going to say that next.
Satuli.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, talk about it. It was going to be my next point.
Oh, like, I mean, in general, Pandora is just so beautifully designed. And Satuli is like that weird mix between, like, the industrial, like, what's it called, like an army base thing, but mixed in with all this, like, handmade, but mixed with all this, like, handmade beautiful theming that's, like, made by the Pandora people. And the food, I've never found any beef at the parks to be good. Like, it's always too chewy or too dry, especially, like, the burgers are not even, like, the best burgers I've had in a theme park or just in general. But the like carved steak in Satuli that you get in those bowls are amazing. Like it's so tender and juicy, and then just I in general I love any place where it's like pick a base, then pick a meat, then pick like a sauce. Like anything like that is great. I love that.
Just be careful because there are some weird combinations you can come up with there.
I only do the good one. The potatoes with like the
also
cream
Satuli, the
sauce
reason I
and
love it because I love all the combinations. I think all their sauces are great, their bases are great. The chicken they roast right in front of you, it's amazing. I'll agree with you. The safest place to get beef. I don't know why you would think it's all the same. It's everything I've had at Satuli is delicious. Also, big fan that they're on the mobile ordering. So from the app, you could order all your food, or like I said, if you're just looking for a beer, and they do have 2 unique beers to Pandora. You can do it through the app and just walk over and literally grab your beer and walk out and be on your way. So super cool. You can grab a sangria. They have also, I think, one of the other places that have a white sangria to go as well. They have a red and a white, I think. Yeah, Satuli's awesome. So I think that covers Animal Kingdom. We talked about Nomad, obviously would be all of our number ones. Yak and Yeti's a great restaurant that has great drinks. Thirsty River in Asia is fantastic. You know, we didn't talk about the bar over in Dino Land, which I just recently discovered about a few months ago. That there's literally a walk-up bar that takes Tables in Wonderland that will, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble here, but we've had drinks there twice, and they have been holy moly strong. It's over in Dino Land. Honestly, I don't even know how to describe it because we found it. It was an accident. Like, we were going on Dinosaur. I think it was like me and Nathan. This is a few months ago. Me, Nathan, and Katie were going on Dinosaur, and Lauren's stomach wasn't feeling right. She was like, let me have a vodka, but not go on Dinosaur because it does shake you up. And she came back and she let us try her drink, and we legit thought like it was vodka up to here and this and like a splash of soda. And she normally drinks Tito's soda. It is crazy. I don't know even, to be honest, I can't even help you in where to find it, but it's in Dino Land, which isn't huge. I think it's attached to... Is
it Dino Diner or Dino Bite Snacks, which is attached to Restaurantosaurus?
It might be one of those two. It's on the corner.
Is it choice A or B? Yes,
it's,
one of those.
Yes, it's definitely
one
A
of
or
them.
B.
It's one of them.
It's on the corner.
Let me look it up.
Yeah,
I'll
I
look
think
it
it's more by that they also kind of have the same kind of roof as Satuli. You know what I'm talking about? That like army base style roof.
Oh,
like a Quonset hut.
It's over in Dino Land. Do you know, Kev?
I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what it's called.
But yeah, over there, and I think they take the discounts. A great place to grab a drink if you want to grab a drink there as well. Kind of just
Dino Bite Snacks has Bud Light and Key West Sunset Ale Draft. But then there's another one called Dino Diner, which is on the opposite end of, like, right beside where Primeval World
is. It has to
is.
be attached to something because it's just like a bar. Like, you walk in and there's just like a tiny bar that maybe could fit 4 of me across. And like that's it. And they just like one bartender slinging drinks. It's normally empty. And now I saw them put out a sandwich sign right before they closed saying like, come in for drinks this way. And they had like drinks like on to show you like you can get drinks there. Again, I didn't even know about it until recently. All right.
What about Harambe Market?
Harambe Market's cute too. I mean, yeah, obviously a great place to hang out, great place to go out. You could talk about Harambe Market. Go ahead. Actually,
I was just gonna say like all the the multiple entrees that they have there. Like, sorry, it was funny watching him walk across one frame and then in through the next one. Harambe Market had like some really good food choices. If you've ever watched like the making of that, like I can't even like talk when I'm trying to formulate this because I haven't like thought about Disney food in such a way that I'd like critique it. But the way they designed it was like, okay, if we're gonna make like a hot dog, what would be like the African version of a hot dog? And then it was, oh my god, I can't even describe it. Let me look it up. Hang on. Okay, yeah, they don't even serve that anymore. Never mind. The Harambe Market just has some great food choices, and I remember instead of getting soda, I'm like, what's another beverage that you have? And they were like, well, they're both like a type of fruit punch, but it's like made at Disney. It's not like something that comes out of a can or a bottle or something. And so it was just this delicious like lime flavored concoction. It was really good though. I'm like trying to look on the website right now, but I cannot find it. Watermelon lemonade. That was it.
Watermelon.
That was delicious.
Pete Beck.
What?
I said.
Oh, and the other one was a frozen flamingo. So it's like a strawberry passion fruit slushy kind of thing. That was really good. Yeah, I'm just really looking at like the website with like the menus. Everything changes so often though. Like if you've ever seen our photo reports or dining reports, we cover a bunch of that stuff on WDWNT.
It's ridiculous how good this staff is about finding the new stuff when it comes out, like finding new things. Like I'm amazed at that.
The menus change very often.
Oh yeah.
I do believe Courtney's right in the chat. That's the Restaurantosaurus Lounge over in Dinosaur.
Oh.
It's right across from the dinosaur, like over by Sue, the big dinosaur T-Rex.
So it was actually option C.
Yeah. So
none of the above.
we totally nailed it.
None of the above.
All right, are we ready to conquer
Nailed it.
Epcot before we go hit some resorts? Favorite places, and this is tough. This is a tough one.
Man.
Favorite places to hang out or grab a beverage or a snack in Epcot? I will let you guys have the floor first.
I need to bring up a map of Epcot. Give me like 5
Permanent,
seconds.
I think Permanent's the best bet.
I don't. It's in my brain.
Yeah, like not a festival booth because those come and go, but like something that's there year round. You got one, Kevin?
Come on, Kevin.
I don't know. Well, I feel like the most unique.
Your audio is cutting out, Kevin.
Oh, jeez.
I was saying the Sake Lounge.
There you go.
In Mitsukoshi.
Oh yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
If I'm remembering the name right.
I'm looking at you, but I have to look this way in the screen.
Yeah.
The one
I'm
that
looking at you now, and I'm looking away from you.
the indoor place, not the stand outside, but indoors.
Yeah.
That we're talking about. Yeah.
The one that's back by the shop.
Yeah. Yeah, in Mitsukoshi.
Yeah, they've changed it a little bit over the years, but
I don't know that that's the best, but that's kind of the first thing I think of.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah.
yeah. The spot where I would go.
So that's why I'm letting you guys have it first, because I have like a list of places I love.
I'll just say, I mean, obviously we all know and love all these places. The one that I will go to 100% of the time, if you know I'm at Epcot and you want to find me, it will be in Germany. I will get a drink, from one of the stands. Usually I just get a beer. I used to always get the spot in Oktoberfest. I got rid of that. They replaced it with Altenmünster Oktoberfest. They got rid of that. And now you're just drinking Beck's. But I will take it and I'll go into the wine cellar, the wine cellar. I don't speak German. What, if you know how to pronounce it. Wine cellar. If you know how to pronounce it, put it in the chat. But they have stand-up tables in there. And I spend so much time there. Just standing there drinking beer, hanging out, and then the people I'm with, if they want to drink wine, they go get stuff there. If they want to go over and buy stuff from the caramel shop, they do that. But that's just a great spot. I could sit there all day. It's very good for meeting people because there's a couple tables and people just say, "Hey, is there room here?" And next thing you know, you've been talking to them for an hour. I think we did that, Pete, didn't we?
We did. Yes, we did.
Yeah. That is one of my spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, anything that jumps out in your head?
I can't believe I actually have multiple locations to talk about here.
Yeah, I have a ton that I'm surprised no one said it yet, but go on. You can go first. Oh God, I keep touching my face.
I mean, two of them are in Japan. The first one for like just a quick bite, but like a nice place to sit down. Katsura Grill. If you go to Japan, there's like the pathway that leads up the hill. There's like the koi fish pond. And there's a lovely little grill house there. They have just simple sushi, rice, chicken teriyaki stuff. When you're walking around Epcot, you don't want a heavy meal, or I don't at least. So getting just like a simple rice with chicken or beef on it is really good. Is like price wise, it's also just affordable compared to other meals that you might get, like a burger combo or something.
You're talking. It's over at the top of the waterfall over there, right? Next to the restroom.
It's just so lovely to sit
that has
up there.
Kieran.
Yeah, I know it.
That area is beautiful, and
I
it's
love
like
it there.
nice
Honestly,
and
I
wooded.
will go up there and
You can
hang
hear
out.
the waterfall.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they have that is like the beautiful dripping waterfall that goes all the way down to the koi pond on the bottom. It's usually shaded.
Yep.
There's a lot of trees that overhang. It's just a nice place to like hit the reset button. And there's a bunch of tables up there. You can grab food and just go up there and hang out. Whether it's grabbing a beer or a snack, and even from other countries, I'll grab stuff from the neighboring America or Morocco and still go up there because the sound of the running water is calming. You're in the shade. You're kind of like up and away from everything. So it's like literally a moment of zen, which is beautiful up in Japan. I can't believe no one said it yet, but Rosencrown is where you will find me year-round. They take tables in Wonderland. They have a full bar. They'll do cool beer drinks. Like I always grab a half and half or just a nice cold Guinness or a Harp. it's the spot. Rose and Crown is my spot.
Yeah, it's tough to beat. Sometimes it's annoying because it's just crowded and there's no reason or rhyme to maybe the wait. So sometimes you'll have people cram in to the side of you and they're getting served before you, whatever. I don't mind because I'm there just to relax and have a good time. But it's hard to beat. I mean, that's a spot that I think is at the top of most people's lists.
For sure. Some other spots that always I used to hit. I'm trying to think of places that like I had to hit before I was a local, and then stuff that I kind of found out since I've been here. But obviously La Cava, or as you call it, the Tequila Cave. No discounts.
Yeah.
Overpriced.
No discounts. Sure. Terrible service, but good drinks, good environment.
Yeah. If they had a commercial, it's like not the best service, definitely overpriced, but you're gonna want to hang out here.
If you like being ignored, you will love La Cava de Tequila.
Yeah, you gotta have an avocado margarita if you've never tried it. I make everyone try it once. Awesome hangout. I also love Choza outside, which took them forever to open, which I don't know why, but now they've been open for a while. They do little snacks, and the margaritas are good too. I like their cucumber margarita out there. And they have another one that's spicy. La Choza's great. The wine, again, I don't understand the line. Is like some days it's no one's there, and some days it wraps around Mexico.
At Cava?
No, well, La Cava, but also Choza outside. Like, and it won't make any sense. It's not like it's like a big event happening or a weekend. I feel like that line is so hard to predict.
You know, the last time I went to La Cava, they didn't have the coffee margarita with the Patron XO. They always had that before, and last time I asked for it, and they're like, nope, we don't have it anymore. I was
Weird.
Like, crap.
There's a new margarita, or I don't know if it's new anymore, but
one.
NPH, Neil Patrick Harris, they let him come up with a margarita. I haven't tried it yet. I wonder if it's still on the menu. But I think there was a few months ago that he got to premiere one, so I guess it's new on the menu. I just touched my face again. Also, all right. So
just
other
like
ones
sit on your
that I wrote
hands
down,
or something.
Obviously, so I wrote down Japan in general, but like, 'cause I love everywhere, even the outside sake place. I like. I love Tokyo dining. Anywhere in Japan.
Tokyo
I'm cool
dining's great.
Yeah.
We did the is it teppanyaki?
Teppanyaki.
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 Yeah. The table.
I'm sure that's exactly how it's pronounced.
Yeah, it's your hibachi style dining that you have like around the country. Or
if you've never done hibachi, do it at Disney. But
the only beef I have is they don't do the
back.
hibachi rice, which is my favorite part of hibachi in New York. But
Yeah,
have
they
the
don't do
noodles,
fried rice.
which is good. But they don't have the hibachi rice, which I find odd. But besides that,
Lee
whatever.
said that is because that's actually a Chinese dish and it's not Japanese. And a lot of the Japanese steakhouses that we're used to in the States, like, kind of blur the line sometimes between Japanese and Chinese. But because they want to showcase the Japanese culture, they don't feature
if
Chinese.
that's the reason, then that makes complete sense to me, and I'm a fan.
That's what I'm told.
I'm all about authenticity. I love it. And also, everyone loves Nine Dragons. I don't like Nine Dragons, I don't want to be negative on this show. Yeah, I think Nine Dragons might be something.
There's a reason you can always get a reservation there.
But whatever.
We
I'm
really
not gonna
liked it.
disagree with you there. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
not.
yeah, like it wasn't like inedible, but I mean, like, everyone's like, you gotta have Nine Dragons, I had it, and I was like, what? Like,
yeah, it's like something you've had 1,000 times.
Yeah,
before.
You'll never have trouble getting a seat there.
I'd agree with that.
Authentic. A few other spots that I feel like I have to talk about are like I'll say my must hits around the world, or places that I think I take people to see at Epcot. Is also there's a full bar in Morocco, so if you're working your way around the proper way, which is starting in Mexico and ending in Canada, there's that lull between Japan and France. Morocco's a full bar inside, and it's beautiful. It's if you were walking towards Canada, it's on the right, face towards the water. They have a full bar, and they have some really cool, funky cocktails. I know
it is a gorgeous bar.
Like, it's cool. If you ever want to grab cocktails,
it's beautiful, Pete, and they have a great view of the World Showcase Lagoon, and they have no seating.
Yeah,
which,
but there's never a line there, and it's a great place. Like if you're with someone who's like a picky drinker, I would say this is more for the drinkers, where like they're not having this here, they're not having that there. They just know what they want. Like my girlfriend likes Tito's and soda with lime. Like she doesn't like drinks that are too sweet. She doesn't like drinks that throw too much stuff in. She knows what she likes, and she's gonna have that. Like that is a perfect stop for her because I can get something cool like what's unique to here, but they can also make her Tito's and soda with lime.
Right.
Another one I was gonna throw out there was the Odyssey, which there's nothing special there, which is now where they're calling it the Preview Center for the new Epcot. But it's on the walkway between Test Track and Mexico. There's 2 sets of bathrooms. They have a pretty full menu-ish. There's like at least, 4 or 5 beers on tap. They have wines. There's a bunch of snacks. It's air-conditioned. I just think it's a cool stop for a beverage if you wanted one. Yeah. Again, you're not going there for like really crazy theming or out-of-this-world drinks, but it's a good spot as an in-betweener just to kind of like sit down, watch the preview, have a snack, use a clean restroom. There's restrooms on both sides that are humongous, so you won't have to wait for a restroom on either side.
I feel like we should mention, Pete, the Tutto Gusto wine cellar.
Yes, you talk about this. This is a great spot. I agree.
This is it can be a romantic spot if you're just on a date or like have one intimate conversation with a few people. It's very dark, and it's very expensive, but it's a really good place. You get maybe not with the social distancing we're doing, but like you want to split like a charcuterie tray with meats and cheeses and stuff, and a bottle of wine. It's really a great spot. It is very expensive, and they treat you. I'll say it's kind of intimidating because you like walk near it and they start acting like you're supposed to have a reservation or something. Like you can't just walk in and grab a table. They still want to seat you, and it's a little awkward.
There is this sense of like, oh, do you have a reservation?
What are you doing?
You don't need one. You can just walk right in. It's not like it's attached to the restaurant next door, but like I call that the wine cave. You have the tequila cave. That's my wine cave.
Yeah, the wine cave.
It is a really cool experience. I took Lauren's parents there. Like I feel like it's a spot again, like you said, it could be a date spot. It could just be like a hangout in the air conditioning in a dark, cool place, especially how hot it gets in Florida. The flights of wine are not a bad deal. Again, things are expensive at Disney, and that wine flight is not bad at all. Just to all taste, share a charcuterie board. Again, this is in a pre-COVID-19 world, but yeah, I love it in there. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a great spot just to go get away. And usually there's not. Have you ever waited to get in there? I've never had to wait.
No.
Yeah, me either.
Once because we had a party of like 8 people.
I also saw a guy who had a flat tire on the side of the road, so I pulled over to help him out. This is going back 2 months, and it ended up being one of the servers who worked there. And I helped him fix his tire, and then we had to drive to Walmart, and then I drive him back. It became a production, but he was a very nice guy in his thick Italian accent, so I felt like we were lingually.
Too much
linguistically?
Well, what are you getting at?
I want to say that we made love via our, because his accent was so nice, and he was
with
such a
your
nice
tongue,
guy. And I was like,
yeah.
yes, sir, keep talking to me. Ciao bene, spaghetti, whatever. So, linguistically?
Anyways.
Okay, sorry.
Eric's back.
Eric's back. Yay!
Hey, Eric's back.
Eric, we're just talking about me and an Italian.
Eric Wolf, to be clear.
Oh,
Yeah, Eric Wolf.
I've been watching.
Some other things that I saw in the chat. The frozen. I just touched my face again. The frozen elephant at the African Outpost. Have I had this? What is this? Have you guys had this?
No.
I have to go get this now. Courtney says the frozen elephant at the African Outpost is the best drink in Epcot, which is crazy. Oh, so we're going to talk about like best individual drinks. I won't name one, but one of my favorite go-tos, especially if I'm like in an energy slump and I need more energy, the Tipsy Ducks in Love in China at the Joy of Tea it's like coffee, tea, chocolate.
Ooh, I'm on board.
It's like they have like Jim Beam in it.
Get to the part with the booze, yeah.
Yeah, and then they just pour the booze on top. They're like, stir it yourself, and you can taste the booze, but like it'll wake you up. It'll woo. And I don't like chocolate, coffee, or tea, or bourbon, and all those things together I like apparently. We should not. We'd be remiss if we did not talk about the wine walk. Have you guys ever done the wine walk? I've done it a few times.
No.
So you pay once, and you get to go try wines in Italy, Germany, and France. And they give you like a punch card, and they give you a glass. It's really cool. It's really neat. And to be honest, it's not like price-wise that outrageous for all the wine you get.
You just buy a pass at any of those stands?
What?
You just buy a pass or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so you can go to any of the three and say, this is my first country, and say, I want to do the wine walk. And I think you can either choose like red or whites, or maybe you can choose when you get to the country. But they give you like a little stamp, like kind of thing, where you get stamped at each one. You pay at the first stop, and the other two, when you get there, you just show them. They stamp it, and they go, all right, what do you want to drink? And you try a few different things. And it's not that expensive for the amount of wine you get. So totally worth doing the wine walk, or the wine tour, whatever they call it. Jumbo! Adam's in the house!
Pete, we should mention, only a lot of people that are watching probably haven't had a chance to visit it yet, but outside of the Regal Eagle, the new bar outside the Regal Eagle. Is that what it's called? The Regal Eagle Bar?
I don't know what it's called. And then there's just like the
outside the Regal
bar.
Eagle Smokehouse. The outside bar at the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. And I had a chance to try literally everything they have, pretty much. And there's some good stuff in there. And surprisingly, the moonshine was really good.
It was.
I think everyone, when we reviewed it universally, kind of thought that was good. They have the Texas Mule, which actually the WDWNT review didn't like, but I thought was good, and I think a couple people we were with liked it.
What's the sour one, too? Don't they have something sour?
Spot. That's the moonshine, I think.
I think it was the moonshine.
I like
moonshine sour,
too.
It might be called.
Again, price-wise, I wish they took discounts. They don't take pass holder or tables. So it's a little pricey, but they have good drinks there. I'm happy with it. They also said they were going to be like this big craft beer spot. Not the best craft beer menu, and I've talked about this before if you watch all the time, but they do have one or two cool beers. So if you want to look for a beer that's a little different, off the beaten path around Epcot and Disney parks, it's a great spot to check out. Oh, snap. All right. Da-da-da-da. Jesse, thank you for your donation in the YouTube chat.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Jesse.
We have to answer your question
Thank
first.
you, Jesse.
Tyler, what are we watching on the next Ride Rehab?
Oh my gosh. Hang on. There is a graphic.
This is a
so Ride
donation
Rehab
question.
watches.
It goes to the top of the list.
Let me bring it up so I get
Don't
the
worry, you're
names
not
of
on
them
the spot,
right.
Tyler.
You're totally
Money talks.
on the
How
spot.
dare you?
While you look,
Not at all.
someone else wrote, what do you think of the Space 220 restaurants drinks will be like? I'm excited about these because they can go anywhere. I mean, like, there's no drinks in outer space that we know of, so like they can do anything. So I'm hoping they make something cool, like to have that.
They might be along the lines of like what you have in Galaxy's Edge. Things. I mean, not like that, but
jet
it's
juice
kind of the
and
same. Space is space, right?
But it's also a different restaurant group. It's Patina restaurant group. You know, the same people that do like Via Napoli and Maria Enzo's. And I like the drinks at Via Napoli and Maria Enzo's. So I'm hoping that here's a problem, and we talked about this already with Oga's, is that they are overpriced and a little oversweetened for my taste. So like if they're making real cocktails,
Correct.
I mean, like, and I have no problem with like you want to like do like your mixology thing or make a sweet cocktail, but like I want to taste the work that went behind it, not just like pre-mixed nonsense. If that makes sense. Like if I'm gonna pay $14 for 10 ounces of liquid, make it worth it.
You want a handmade cocktail, not the pre-made stuff that you get at Horror Nights.
And even if a portion of it's pre-made, where like they're doing something that's pre-made, like jazz it up, make something unique where I'm like, you have to go try this. And that's what you should be doing when you're paying $14+ for a cocktail. It better like blow up your socks where like everyone has to have this. I feel like a great example is the avocado margarita at La Cava. Like no one goes in like, oh, I have to try. I mean, some people I'm sure do, but like I was very hesitant. But the first time someone's like, you have to have this, I thought that was amazing. And every time, and now whenever someone goes, I'm like, it sounds terrible, but you kind of have to try this. It's their drink, and it's $14 or $15, and that's worth it. I hope there's something along those lines, and that's even at La Cava, like there's a portion of that where like it's pre-made in a blender, but you can see them mixing it, and I've seen them too where like they've gone light, and I was like, no, Papa needs more tequila, and I've seen them like pour it right back in the blender. So I hope for Space 220 that they there's so much they can do with that, but you know, my only hope is that those drinks are out of this world. Thank you.
All right, Tyler.
Do we have the worst joke of the night thing? Oh, okay. Ride Rehab Watches. We are doing Kraft Salutes Walt Disney World's 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Starring Beetlejuice himself, Michael Keaton. That's a bad screen grab. So I got these screen grabs by just like randomly selecting a moment in the video. Like I haven't watched them. I've only just seen like maybe 3 seconds worth of them. We're also watching, there is more than one type of Epcot educational film. It's not just the Figment cartoons. There was a whole series of Wonders of Life cartoons starring not Buzzy. I don't know if it's Scott Curtis's voice. Friend of the show, Scott Curtis, who voiced Buzzy and played the kid in Cranium Command. I would certainly like to be able to ask him if this is also him or not, because the 3 seconds I heard, it sounds like Buzzy, but it might be like, remember how Buzzy in the pre-show is like a completely different voice than the Buzzy in the actual ride? It might be a different person. And then we're also watching, at Matthew Silverman's request, Magic Journeys in 2D, which is basically just not 3D version of it. I also have never seen Magic Journeys. I haven't seen any of these. I don't think a lot of us have seen any of them. So we'll watch them and riff along with them. And I think we should make this abundantly clear. Feature my video right now. We have not seen these before. If you have not seen them, do not watch us talking over it. Because so many people are commenting like, this would be funny if the guys would shut up. And I'm like, that's the show. Like, I can't imagine someone watching like Mystery Science Theater being like, well, I liked the movies, but the robot kept talking the whole time. Like, that's what it is. So go watch those terrible things first, and then you can watch us watch it for the first time and make fun of it. The last one we did of watching Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain and Disneyland's 25th, they're both up on YouTube still, like since we streamed them. So go check that out, because those are also bizarre and terrible. We will never escape from Danny Kaye. That is all.
Since we are plugging things, don't forget tonight at 9 p.m. is Walt Disney World News Tonight. Join Tom, Nick, and the gang as they conclude their March Madness tournament, along with the other the monologue side gigs. And there's an amazing opening tonight they put together. So if you want to get there right on time at 9 p.m. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., we have author Leonard Kinsey, which I'm sure will be super interesting. You know, if you want the other side of the coin from us talking about our favorite drinking spots, that's probably it. And tomorrow night at 9 p.m., I'm so upset I missed the sign up for this, but whose cue is it anyway? Sounds like a lot of fun. One of my favorite shows, Whose Lines Anyway, and it's, like I mentioned, I love anything to do with improv. March 28th, 11 a.m., you have Locked In with Eric Morton, who's on the show right now, and I'm probably going to be there Saturday morning as well. We have a lot of fun. Last Saturday, we did a cold open with Carousel of Progress. If you have some time, go back and watch that. It was fantastic. I have no idea what Eric has in store, but I like it because it's exciting. And then 9 o'clock, we just talked about it. Boom, Ride Rehab Watches. Tyler just plugged that. And on the 29th, we have the Attraction Poster Tournament. And at 8 o'clock, we have the Disney Channel Watch Along. They're watching Xenon. I have no idea what that is. I can't even pronounce it.
Xenon, girl of the 21st century.
I don't know.
I don't actually know what it is, but I looked it up yesterday, and it's like a Disney Channel movie with a young girl.
It is like all the 90s sci-fi cheese.
We were talking about this the other night where like, I just watched, what's that David Bowie, Henson...
Labyrinth? Oh, yeah, did you want to talk about Labyrinth?
So, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it now. Hold on, let me just preview two more things. It's not up there, but on the 30th,
sorry, I have Butters going crazy.
at 9 p.m. And on the 31st, I already talked about it. Cool Runnings, watch along at 8 p.m. Labyrinth was crazy. And
Welcome to our Labyrinth
It literally
review.
is like the two companies we ended up buying is Henson and Lucasfilm, and obviously like whatchamacallit, Intelligent Light and Magic. What is it? What was the
Industrial Light and
Industrial Light Magic. Yes. Yeah, let's do a 2-minute Labyrinth. We have to go back to our drinking spots because I still have so much more I have to say. But Labyrinth was flipping crazy. So love the dolls. I don't know if I don't know who this was marketed for, because like if I had watched this as a kid, I would have been freaked out. I would have cried. I would have hid. I would have had nightmares.
80s movies were designed to scare children.
I think that's why we're
80s
so
kids
hard.
movies.
Like I feel like this is why I can walk down a dark alley with no fear, is because I was forced to watch movies like this. Yeah, what a crazy movie. Love the music, but Bowie is super creepy. Also, don't know what he's doing with this young teenage girl trying to seduce her. It just, I have so many questions about when they put this movie together. Have you seen this movie, Eric? You're the only one.
I think I must have seen it when I was young.
No, you're not reacting hard enough, so you have not seen it because it is the craziest thing.
I was just thinking of his hair, of his hair in Labyrinth. That was pretty dope.
I just saw a woman with the same hair the other day, and I swore it was Bowie from behind, like reincarnated.
Yeah, it's either like Bowie or Tina Turner.
Yes, exactly. The Bowie Tina Turner look. Tyler, do you have thoughts on Labyrinth?
Oh, I do. But Eric, you said so you haven't seen it, Eric. Can you now tell us a lot about what the plot of Labyrinth is?
Yes.
I've seen it. I'm not sure what the plot was.
Oh, okay.
I just know I saw it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it at all. Just the hairstyle.
I just like asking people who don't know a lot about things to tell me a lot about that thing.
Well, I'm normally to do that. Like, that was when we went to... Oh, I can't announce what we're doing soon, but that was when we went to the Avengers Endgame movie screening, and we rented out the theater here, and I had never seen an Avengers movie, so I went and saw Endgame first before all the other movies. But I sat next to Ben,
so good.
and I'm texting Ben, and well, at first I was texting him, and then he was sitting next to me, and I was like, dude, this big green dude, when he gets angry, it's crazy. And then I'm like, this Tony Stark's got some attitude on him. Like, and it was just, if you would have reread our text, it was like a guy who's never seen anything Marvel watching Endgame. It was the funniest text stream I've ever had. And Ben, of course, Ben Harris, who runs Park Center and is, I will say, a god amongst men around here. He does so much behind the scenes. He was so cool and calm with me. He's like, all right, Pete, here's what you need to know. Like, answering so nicely. Yeah, God bless him. Jeez.
I love it.
So Labyrinth.
Hey,
I only
we have
just
another
watched it
donation
recently as well.
Yeah, is this Jesse Edwards?
We do.
Yep.
Yeah, big shout out to
Edwards.
Jesse dropping another
$5
donation in the YouTube chat.
Thank you, Jesse.
He has some suggestions for Ride Rehab. Obviously a big Ride Rehab fan.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready? Hey,
Hi.
this is a donation.
What
You
up?
better. Where's your pen and pencil?
Okay.
Write it down.
You better write
I'm
these
listening.
down.
I'm
He
listening.
wants to see the Walt Disney World grand opening, the MGM opening, the DAC opening with Drew Carey, the DCA opening with Space
What?
Mountain, and and then also the Space Mountain opening with Tommy Thune. So basically, do more opening videos, Ride Rehab.
Just do more openings, yeah.
Space. Okay, we have a playlist of things that says Ride Rehab watches to watch. We've already pulled. Well, we weren't expecting to do like 3 things on the last video, and we were not expecting to do another 3 now. But we were like, yeah, we may as well do it like best of the worst, like which is the best of these terrible things. Space Mountain opening is on my list because there was like a Disney Parks blog talking about it. Because I forget the lady who hosted it. She's still alive, and she talked about what it was like filming it. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to watch this. And the opening song is bonkers. So I was like, how do you do a whole like TV special around one ride? That's insane. So Space Mountain is on the list. California Adventure's on the list. I just need like a good video version of it. Splashtacular is on the list.
Nice.
I just also need a good video version of that.
Which, you know, that's where we get Liquid Magic from.
Yes, I know that now.
Yeah,
I was once
Splashtacular.
on Trivial Pursuit as player when we did Parks Pursuit. I was a player and I had no idea what it was from. But yeah, all the openings I tried checking out the Epcot one. The Epcot one doesn't look funny. We want to grab ones that are like seriously dated and have like multiple bits to them. I mean, but the Epcot one is basically just that one stage in front of Spaceship Earth, just song
Danny
and
Kaye dressing up like a witch, or Danny Kaye dressing up.
Yeah,
like,
we need more random Danny Kaye characters and uncomfortable stereotypes. No, we don't need that. But yeah, we try and grab stuff that is like purposely looks bad or dated or odd, which is, somebody suggested the Craft Salutes one. I skimmed it. I'm like, oh yeah, we're watching this. This looks great. But yeah, thank you for the suggestions. We'll do a whole video of just, well, if the parks aren't going to be open anytime soon, there might be a Ride Rehab watches every Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah.
So Saturday late night we come on.
Jesse in this Tommy Thune. Is it Tommy Thune? I know there's a Tommy Thune. I remember Tommy Thune.
Tommy Thune, but with Mike Tyson saying it.
He tap dances on the Liberty Bell and Main Street and the train all around Magic Kingdom before falling down a manhole. So that might be worth a watch.
Yeah, right. What's this one on?
The Tommy Thune one. Let me see. That is the Space Mountain opening.
One? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's on the list. We will do that next week.
All right. Well, we had a little intermission here. We're gonna go back into. We're gonna do the resorts now because I feel like people want to know. Also, anything we left off at Epcot, you guys want to talk about before we go into our resorts? Obviously, Epcot is a great
Labyrinth is crazy,
bountiful place to go drink and eat. Let's go into some deep cuts. I really want to talk about Walt Disney World Resorts because this is what I think has been the most fun for me being a local, and also even when I used to travel here on those off nights when I'm done with the parks or the middle of the day or on an off day where it's not a parks day, is the resorts. Where should we drink and hang out?
I'll tell you, I recently had some friends and family in town, and not everyone could afford a park ticket or didn't want to drop the money on it.
Yep.
And we just went resort hopping, and I think to a person, they all said it was every bit as fun as a day in the parks, if not more fun.
Totally agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom, we park hopped. My mom came to town. And it was close to Easter. It was when they had all the Easter eggs that had been decorated in a lot of the resorts. And she had a blast. We had a good time.
Yeah, there's so many cool little days. And I've done this too with friends who moved here and been like, hey, we're not Disney fans. I'm like, all right, can I show you a taste without you having to buy a park ticket? And we'll hang out on property all day and do certain things. Or even when my mom was visiting Lauren's parents, let's do a day around the resorts. Let's do a fun day. And there's lots to do. But again, I'm going to focus on the best places to eat and drink, which is kind of what we're going to stick to here. Do you guys, before I go through a few of my favorite spots, do you have a few favorites of your own?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want me to list them?
Yeah, I mean, you could just say yes. It makes for great content.
That's what we've been doing so far.
Well, Monorail Loop, The Wave, and Trader Sam's, right?
All right, so we're going to do Monorail Loop. Let's start with the Monorail Loop. For those who don't know, that's the Contemporary, Polynesian, and the Grand Flow. I like to add things into this loop, but obviously at the Contemporary, the Wave, we can all agree, is awesome. Great spot, either going in and out of the Magic Kingdom if you want to grab a drink before or after, but also a great spot to hang out. They take tables in Wonderland. The bartenders are awesome. You can almost always grab a seat, and if you can, people are really cool, like hanging behind them, like, I'll have one of these.
Yeah.
They got that really weird off to the side seating, so you can almost always get a spot.
Yeah, private
They got the little cove, like the cove. It's like dark blue. You can't see anything. It's especially bad for recording content. Me and Nick know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wave's awesome. Obviously, the California Grill upstairs is a really cool spot if you're going to eat, and you can get a reservation. It overlooks the entire Seven Seas Lagoon, and you can go back up no matter what time you eat, or if you time it right. You can go up and watch fireworks up there, and they pump in the music, which is really cool.
Yeah.
If you know someone who's DVC, the Top of the World Lounge is really cool too. Right next door to it at the Bay Lake Tower over at BLT. And then obviously Outer Rim Bar, I think is a cool spot if you want a quiet little spot. I set up my laptop there. They take tables in Wonderland, and you can just overlook Bay Lake, the opposite side of the parks, and it's a great spot. So I think
I want to overrule you on that. Outer Rim sucks.
No, I think it's nice in the middle of the day. Maybe at night. I don't know. I've only had good experience, but again, I'm not going for atmosphere there. I'm going for like serenity there.
Yeah, you definitely can get ignored there, so that's a plus.
I couldn't get ignored because I think there was just me by myself most of the
Well,
time, or
you're
one other
Carney.
person. There's
Yeah.
no one there whenever I go.
Yeah.
But I will agree with you that my favorite spot of everywhere at this hotel would be the Wave, and also my favorite
The Wave.
bartenders. They're awesome there.
Yeah.
And if you're
Probably
doing a
gets
monorail
tough.
bar crawl, I will say a true monorail bar crawl, so I've done a few of these with friends who have challenged me, is you have to go to every place that serves alcohol. So we've gone to the pool bar as well, outside. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Hold on. I'll find it for you.
In the meantime, can I just say really quick, we have some like breaking news from the past hour.
Sure.
Disney is re-releasing the classic Star Wars Episode 1 Racer onto Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Breaking
No one cares. Okay.
Breaking news.
Also, there is 2 new Disney nature documentaries. The trailer just dropped for Elephants and Dolphin Reef. 2 of them, 2 different movies.
I
That's
love
cool.
Disney nature,
So that's pretty
huge
sweet.
for me.
An Elephant is the one with Meghan Markle narrating, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Meghan Markle. I
Yes.
used to be a huge Suits fan, too. Before she did the whole royal family thing, I was just a big fan of that beautiful woman. Elephant.
There was a story that we dropped about how they didn't want to continue with any kind of royalty, but then Disney picked them up for something. This is what it was for.
Do they have to pay her a royalty?
Heyo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Bye.
Also,
Tyler just gave up after. Done.
I forgot to mention, welcome to the 5 o'clock party. Everyone watching in Dublin, Lisbon, London. It is now 5:30 where you guys are. Cheers.
Gungaloosh.
It's 1:30 in Canada.
Still 1:30 in Florida.
All right, so contemporary. What about Poly? If we're on that monorail loop, let's talk Polynesian.
Well, there's Trader Sam's is going to be the most well-known one.
The go-to.
Tambu.
Tampa Lounge, I think, is
I
great.
really-
So let's talk about this. Let's be realistic and practical here. If you're going to go there, you probably should at least experience Trader Sam's. But go there first, get your name on a list. It's going to take an hour to 2 hours to get in there. They open at 4. They're
Go
open
out to the
until...
Tiki Terrace.
What?
You can sit on the terrace,
I was
which
going
is
to say, you
better
can
than
go to the
Trader
terrace or go to Tambu. Because I was going to say, Tambu's a great suggestion where you can go outside, listen to live music by the waterfall. There's usually some kind of live element. We talked
Yeah,
about
go
this the
with
other
the
day
ukulele.
on Locked In with Eric.
Yep. I would say Trader Sam's. My problem there is I love Trader Sam's. It's the coolest. Everyone should experience it and go check it out. All the special effects and all that stuff. It's really cool. I don't love the drinks on the drink menu at Trader
totally
Sam's.
agree.
Very, very rum heavy. A lot of these tropical fruits and stuff. It's not the drinks are not. They're just not my favorite. You could say the same thing for up at the Tambu Lounge. They have a lot of that too, but that's more of an interact with the bartender type of bar, which is probably more my scene. Yeah. So Tambu Lounge, I've been going there for years and years. I love it. Yeah.
I like also home of the Lapu Lapu, which is a legendary drink at Walt Disney World. Probably one of the stronger drinks they make. It's served in a carved out pineapple, and it'll get you feeling good. That Lapu Lapu.
You ever do a back scratcher?
Oh, back scratchers are of course another classic. There comes with the giant back scratcher.
But they're out of back scratchers. They have been for a while.
No, my
So
friend.
that's
On
the
the
drink
last
that you
day
do?
they were open, Sunday night before they closed, the 15th. I met Mr. Tom Corliss there and some other friends, and 2 of them had back scratchers with the giant back scratcher.
No way, because the day before, literally the day before,
So the
they were
14th.
out and
I
said
was there
he'd
on the
been out for a
15th.
while. Yeah.
Okay. Just
They
saying.
mysteriously found them.
Yeah, they recycled them.
So yeah, the Terrace I think is a great spot. Tambu Lounge upstairs is a really cool spot to hang out. Plus they have the couches next door to it, where you can just kind of lounge and people watch. It's all like floor to ceiling glass there. So
they'll also put high top tables out on weekends usually. So if you don't like sitting in grandma's rattan furniture,
they also have some cool pool bars. There's the pool bar in like the busy pool, which I think is the Oasis pool bar. Then there's the Barefoot pool bar, which again, like I just love people watching and hanging out and being around there. Like that's where the games are too. So if you have activities, you want to play cornhole or pool outside, or billiards, I should say, you could do that there as well. Let's go to the Grand Flow. Wrap up the bar crawl here. What are your thoughts at the Grand Flow?
I kind of miss Meisner's actually.
I do too a lot.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Enchanted Rose. It is very expensive. It looks really cool, but I don't know that they need to take all those spaces over for the same. I don't know. It's a little weird, but I like it.
I also think it's weird where like, it kind of just like shoved the orchestra like on the opposite side of the lobby.
Yeah, they're just like in the lobby when you walk in, you have to look directly to your left. They're like crammed in a corner now, and now a lot of people really like that the orchestra, and I feel like
me included.
They're kind of an afterthought now. Who knows if they'll be back? Unfortunately.
Since this has become Enchanted Rose, like really the place, like I would say, without sitting down for a meal at Citrico's or Narcoossee's, or V&A's upstairs, Victoria and Albert's, I hang out at pool bars at the Grand Floridian. I think that's a really like the fun atmosphere. I don't think people realize they can do that. The pool bars are awesome, and also there's a beautiful walkway to the Polynesian from the Grand Flow, or either way that you're headed. The pool bar there, and then you can walk over to the Poly. There's a nice stretch of beach. There's the monument to Thomas. Forgot his last name, but it's just I don't know. I don't hang out at the Grand Flow as often anymore now that Meisner's is gone. In the monorail loop, do we miss anything? Tyler or Eric Wolf?
I've never. I'm not a big. Like
right,
it's not
so
that
I will say before we
don't
leave
like you,
this
but,
Seven Seas Lagoon area, I have to talk about one of my favorite spots to do to throw into this monorail loop is jump at any of the three locations, jump on a boat, and head over to Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. It is some of the coolest spots to hang out and grab a drink. At Fort Wilderness, it's a show, but if you can do hoop-de-doo, it's one of my favorite things to do on property.
Yeah,
it's great.
At the Wilderness Lodge,
this I could talk about.
Geyser Point is outside. It has TVs for football games or sporting events. You can overlook the water if you want serenity and peace. To the right, there's games and things to do. You can play cornhole, billiards, bumper pool. There's just a ton of stuff to do. The drinks are really good.
Yeah, and when the weather's nice, I mean that's one of the best spots.
You're there when the weather's nice and there's just a little slight breeze, to keep you cool, and that's one of the prettiest spots on the property.
Yeah, at 3 o'clock in July, it's
the best.
No, it's the worst.
Oh no, I'm talking. Oh, you're because it's so hot.
Yeah.
But they still have the fans too. But
No,
I'm saying like
it's still bearable.
You know what's the best time I think to be there, and we did this is like any sunset time, and I think any time of year is I'm okay with it. You can dress a little warmer because it is like this indoor-outdoor vibe. Even though there's televisions and a full bar in a horseshoe S shape with tables around it, you are outside to the elements, so you will feel the temp. Like you said, July could be rough, but sunset is just gorgeous. The water sitting on Bay Lake. Like I said, there's so much to do, and then also the geyser that goes off every hour or whatever is right there. It's a beautiful walk. You can also catch a boat to the Magic Kingdom or the other resorts, or catch a bus to anywhere else you want to go. It's gorgeous, and also if it's busy there, I also love the Territory Lounge inside. They take Taste of Wonderland. Territory Lounge is awesome. The bartenders are great. Usually can find a seat. Super cool spot inside of Wilderness Lodge. And of course, one of the best spots.
I actually do have
you can eat and drink there. Whispering Canyon Cafe, where they yell at you, and you better not ask for ketchup.
Whispering Canyon was probably one of the best eating experiences I ever had. I mean, the only reason we were there was we did Backstage Disney, or the Backstage Magic Tour, which is like a long, basically half-day tour, like 5 hours or 6 hours or something. And the lunch that you get, so everyone in your tour group, you get seated at Whispering Canyon, and there's like 3 of the all-you-care-to-eat skillets at every table. Like, there was more than enough food for everybody. And if you've never eaten there, these skillets are like probably this wide, and there's pulled pork, there's ribs, there's chicken, there's mashed potatoes, there's these homemade biscuits, there's cornbread, which is absolutely amazing. There's so much food there. And then also, the people who are serving you are the funniest, like snarkiest people next to Primetime Cafe, I think.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. I hate that they were asked to tone it down, but
see, I actually had
that was one of the best
fun experience, but I know it's fun for everyone else. I did not have a great server, but again, I like to see the glass half full. So I saw other people having a good time, so I was happy for them, and I was like, I wish I had that server. But
I heard they toned it down. I haven't eaten since. What did they tone down? I heard they toned down the ketchup thing.
And like the yelling and everything else, yeah.
There's no like kids running around on hobby horse things anymore, or.
Well, this was a story from like that we reported, I think, over a year ago. They might have slowly ramped it back up. I don't know, but they were like going nuts for a while, and now it's not as crazy, I would say. But yeah.
Just going back to the Territory Lounge, Pete.
Yeah.
They have really good fondue, believe it or not.
Really?
Really, yeah. I love the fondue there. I would go there just to have a cocktail and fondue. And they usually have Blanton's on the menu, which is kind of my go-to bourbon. So that's a plus. It's a good place. I wish it were open earlier. I know that's a rant of yours that they're all open too late.
Yeah, it's been in my rant that I don't like when lounges open at 4 p.m. I think it's a waste of income that Disney could have, and also people want to hang out. I mean, I might not start anything crazy. You don't have to open at 9 in the morning, but I open at noon. What does a bartender cost for 4 extra hours? And people will occupy these lounges, especially on non-park days. I get it. If you're in the parks, you come back after 4, you want a cocktail, but it blows my mind. We are running out of time. We have 15 minutes, so I want to go hit a few of my new favorite spots, if that is all right.
Of course.
I made a list. But Coronado is one of my new favorite spots to hang out.
Yep.
It's so much fun.
Yep.
Now that they have the new tower, if you go upstairs to the 16th floor, Dahlia Lounge is a really beautiful spot where you can see 3 out of the 4 parks. You can see the water parks. You can get really cool drinks, nice snacks. They have TVs. They take tables in Wonderland. The gin bar underneath the lobby that overlaps is a really cool spot. You guys have favorites over there too. I also love Rick's Cafe because it's a sports bar and they take tables. I also love Maya.
Three Bridges.
Anyone? Oh, Three Bridges. Yeah, talk about this place, please.
Coronado absolutely wins the award for all of the most, the best bars, right? To me, like, it's kind of an out of the way spot unless you're there for a convention or something. But they have Dahlia's awesome. Three Bridges is really great. You could stay there all day. Rick's, the bartenders there are great. It's the gin bar. I forgot what the gin bar is called, but really Coronado. If you're not local, you're probably not going out of your way to go over there unless you're staying there. It's totally worth.
Which is a good place to stay.
Yeah, it's totally worth like a half a day to go over there if you like food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. And the view from Dahlia is spectacular. You can't see the Magic Kingdom, but you can see everything else. And you can see halfway to Tampa from there. It's really a great view. It's a great place. Good food. A lot of the servers are people who are veterans of the California Grill that are up there. So you get great service there. It's just a really good spot. I have not eaten at Toledo, but I've hung at Dahlia a few times.
Maya Grill is also fantastic. When we arrived, first of all, that whole resort is gorgeous. Like, it's so open, and nature is definitely Art of Animation is definitely very close and crowded. I think all the Value Resorts are, but Coronado is definitely like designed to be. It's like a little world showcase. There's a huge lake in the middle of it, and you can walk all the way around it. And now there's that Three Bridges right in the middle. The dig site pool is so beautifully themed. It was the reason we wanted to go there in the first place. And like Maya Grill's food, like if you just get this huge platter, you can make your own like fajitas or whatever. And I was happy with everything there except the chicken, just because I've always said the chicken is very dry at almost anywhere that's serving chicken breast. It's very rare to get a nice juicy piece of chicken. But Maya Grill also like really cool Mayan theming. I totally love the theming just at that entire resort.
2 weeks ago, right before they closed, and I was like, "How? I've never eaten here." Like, also, Tables of Wonderland pass holder discounts. It's awesome. Like, I love the entire
Coronado is like a miniature world showcase. Like you could drink around Coronado.
You can like literally. That's like so. They have the Barcelona Lounge, which is awesome gin cocktails, and I'm a huge gin guy. And gins from all around the world. Dahlia Lounge, which is amazing upstairs. El Mercado, you can grab a drink at. Maya Grill, we just talked about. Rick's Sports Bar and Cafe, awesome place to hang out. Also, you can drink there. Siesta's Cantina, which is outside. The Laguna Bar, which is outside. Three Bridges, which is right in the middle. And then Toledo, the restaurant upstairs. Like, you could do... If you grab a drink from all of those, that's a day. That's an afternoon for sure. So, yeah, that's Coronado. I just wanted to mention that because one of my favorites. And then I would say, like, obviously we could go through all of them. But I think the next other hub where if people want to spend a day out of the parks or you want to eat or drink... we could talk about a Skyliner bar crawl. We'll talk about that another time. But I think around the boardwalk, if we talk about beach yacht at the boardwalk, lounges and resorts, you guys have any favorites? Because if you're walking out of Epcot, it's a really cool spot just to hang out. Or if you're parking and walking into Epcot, there's a lot of cool spots to eat and drink. You guys have any favorites around there?
I really like the Cruise Cup, which is attached to the Yachtsman Steakhouse in the Yacht Club.
Yep.
Really great bar menu, very chill environment, very quiet and kind of intimate and out. You feel kind of tucked away, like you're not being overrun by other guests. So I really like that one.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but I used to do magic a lot. So Abracadabra Bar, I really, really enjoyed.
Yes.
I don't know anything about, if the prices are good or what the option is, but just the atmosphere I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll jump on that as well with the Abracadabra Bar. And people hate on it, and I totally get that. And this is in anything you go to, that your server or whoever is taking care of you can make or break your experience. And I've had really outstanding trips to the Abracadabra Bar, and I've had some rough times at the Abracadabra Bar. And thankfully they were after the good times, so I already knew what to tell people. Because even the wallpaper, and I know you'll appreciate this, Wolf, too, is that, like, they have all the elements of magic in the wallpaper. So, like, there's, like, 14 or 15 different elements. You have the ropes, the rings, the cards, they have top hats, they have rabbits, and it's all intertwined. The decks of, it's just so many things to look for and find. The handcuffs, it's the wallpaper alone. And then if you look around, like, obviously with the posters, do fun things, but, like, just the little objects around the top of the restaurant are super cool. The cocktails are fun, and if you have a good server or bartender, like, it really can make Abracadabra Bar super special. I also did magic, so, like, that's why I love
there is great.
when Eric talks about it.
I'm sorry, we have multiple people who do magic, and you've never done it on News Tonight. Like, this needs to be a segment.
I know. We talked about this in studio a few weeks ago. We're like, we gotta bring in, like, a trick a week or something like that. I have them all in, like, a trunk in my storage unit.
Yeah, I have everything in Miami.
Yeah. One day we'll have to do it. That'll be so much fun. I'm sure. Well, we have to talk. We'll have to do something, either a segment or some kind of show. But yeah, and I also love, and the reason I think the boardwalk's a cool spot to hang out, and we'll talk about some of the other spots, like obviously like Ale and Compass is a cool spot to grab drinks around the boardwalk. Whatchamacallit? Martha's Vineyard Lounge is a cool, super quiet. They usually have a live performer, which I love live performers. And they're open from 4 o'clock on. They take Tables in Wonderland. the bar on the second floor of the boardwalk inside the actual boardwalk hotel. What's the name of that place? Hold on.
Bellevue.
Bellevue Lounge. Yeah. Bellevue is great. And that's a cool spot for me to hang out. I'll go there with my laptop. And again, this isn't for everyone, but if you have to work on your trip, may as well find somewhere cool. They have the old-timey radios in the bookcases in the lounge, and they're playing like old-timey announcements and music, and it's really faint, but if you're sitting there, it's stuff like that I love. You know what's a little bit of a disappointment? I also like ESPN. I think we have to talk about ESPN.
Yep.
The prices are probably some like the better pricing on the boardwalk. It's more like they're just a step below Disney pricing. Anyone else find this? Like it's like $5 for a beer instead of $8. Like it's like $9 for a chicken sandwich instead of $15. I feel like they're a little more down to earth pricing.
It's not. Yeah, they don't kill you. I mean, it's still you're paying a premium or for the real estate kind of, but it's not like some of these. They're not paying Enchanted Rose rates at the ESPN club.
Guys, we're making a switch because I just touched my face to a Sirona. This is tropical lime. Tropical lime coming in hot. You know what's
okay getting home, Pete?
What?
Are you gonna be okay getting home?
Guys, these are 4.5%. I used to sell beer. I should probably talk. I mean, we've talked about this in several shows. I don't know if we have time. We have 8 minutes.
You didn't say yes, but okay.
Yes, I'm okay.
I'll come get you if it gets.
I also don't take chances, so I want everyone to know I am never an advocate of drinking or driving or even trying, especially in a world where we have Uber. But I also keep a pocket breathalyzer in my car at all times, so I make sure I never drive drunk. And if I'm ever even close, I just call an Uber, which is great. But yes, I will be okay. This is why I was gonna bring in like real drinks for Party with Pete today, and I was like, that could get ugly. 3-hour show. So I thought I would just coast with my sessionable Sironas, only 4.5%. And yeah, I think I've had 4 in 3 hours, so I should be more than fine. I can normally have 4 an hour and be okay, so I'm hanging in there.
Have you been to the bar in the Dolphin in the lobby?
Which one?
The lobby bar at the Dolphin is really cool.
Does it have a name?
Something at the
I'm
Dolphin.
a big fan of the Swan and Dolphin. I think they're really cool to go hang out with. So like, when I like design these days for when friends and family come into town and like really plan it out, is we'll come out, we'll go hit the boardwalk area, hit the Swan and Dolphin because they also do karaoke at Kimono's, the sushi place inside the Swan and Dolphin. I forget which one. I think it's the Swan.
Yeah.
But
this one, I'm sorry, the bar is called Fins, Phins, at the Dolphin.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
it's really cool. They have those massive Bloody Marys with like each restaurant in Swan and Dolphin has like their own version. So there's like a Shula's Steakhouse one that has steak tips and tomatoes and whatever, and then they have a.
That sounds awesome. They do food too.
The kimonos one. I don't know. I mean, if you're hungry, get one of their Bloody Marys.
No, I'm just curious. For me, Bloody Mary, I just associate with brunch. So I'm like, I wonder if they have like a brunch menu or food I can grab because, like, I don't know, I'm not a Bloody Mary at night kind of guy. Like, it's got to be a brunch Bloody Mary.
Yeah, they do have food. They have like 4 appetizers, about 6 or 7 little house specials.
All right, cool.
And then
I gotta check it out.
drinks,
I like this one in Dolphin. I mean, like I said, Kimono's is awesome. They have a lot of cool bars, and if they have an event going on, I've been in there. They do a lot of private events. It can get wild in there. Like whatever group is or conventions going on there, it can get crazy. I've been in that lobby where it was almost unwalkable. It was so crowded, and those are large lobbies. I was gonna say the only thing I'm a little disappointed about the boardwalk, Big River Grill. Like you have a brewery on property and you don't do more with it. Like how are you not doing these like really cool beers or naming beers after Disney movies? Like I don't know. I always like that was the dream before I moved down here. I was like I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna start a brewery on property and have them like work with Disney movies or properties or IPs, and it's gonna be awesome. People are gonna come in, and I just feel like Big River just makes like they make mad beers and they're nothing exciting. I don't know. I figured I'd throw that out there. I just wanted more from that.
Have we talked about Jelly Rolls yet?
We haven't talked about Jelly Rolls. Jelly Rolls is great.
Can I tell a Can I just tell a really quick story?
Of course, that's what you're here for.
Of course.
So it was stage 89, and we just ended a big day at Epcot where we did a ride rehab meetup, we played a game, and then we watched Illuminations at the end of the night. And right at the end of the night, everyone's like, what are we going to do now? Let's go to Jelly Rolls. Tyler, Thomas, do you want to go to Jelly Rolls? And I'm like, what is it? They're like, it's a dueling piano bar. And as we're first of all, it's a long walk from Canada through International Gateway, then to the far end of the boardwalk. And I'm like, and in my head this whole time, I'm like, dueling piano bar, Jelly Rolls. What is this? And I'm like, what's a Jelly Roll? Well, that's like some kind of donut, isn't it? So if it's a donut place, it must be like one of those like classical like whatchamacallit, soda fountain kind of places. It must look like a classic like diner or soda shop or something. And then I'm like, wait, a piano bar. So there must be like two pianos like in Roger Rabbit when Daffy Duck and Donald Duck are like dueling. And I'm like, okay, so wait, if it looks like a donut malt shop and it has these two pianos, they must be like kind of like Dapper Dan type characters playing the piano. And then we get there and I'm like, oh, I was horribly wrong about everything. Because it was literally like, it was just a big nightlife kind of Pleasure Island type bar. And I was like, okay. So what was in my head was just like, I just made a completely different version of Jelly Rolls in my head. And then I was like disappointed when I got there. But no, that was really
after a jazz pianist. Like there was an old jazz and ragtime pianist named Jelly Roll Morton, I think was his name. And
seriously?
Oh wait, you're being serious?
It literally was like a jazz pianist named Jelly Roll Morton, and I think that's who they named it after. Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's great.
I did a report on him in the 8th grade. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fact. Not the reason I love Jelly Rolls, but I mean he is an interesting fellow. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Butters just came in from Milwaukee.
That was full circle.
Where's Butters?
You want to see her?
Yeah, bring Butters up. We got 3 minutes.
Okay.
I have like
I wanna see
8 more
Butters.
minutes of stuff to talk about, but I'm gonna power through.
Yeah, while you're getting Butters, there's some people in the chat. Pete, they said we should call the segment Illusionations.
Illusionations is amazing.
You're having a puppuccino. Sorry.
That would be
Oh,
glorious.
look at her.
Butters is so spoiled. She has better, like everything.
She's getting
Better
Starbucks,
haircut.
yeah, right?
She's drinking Starbucks. Like I wish I was Butters. Look at that. What a life. What a life.
You've got it pretty good.
I did see in the chat too. Kathy asked it, and a lot of people are asking it on Facebook as well. Is about the parks, and we don't know when the parks will reopen. We talked about it earlier in the first hour.
We have a graphic for it.
The only intelligent guess I can make, and I know we don't want to say anything, and again, I can't say this enough. This is not official, but the best guess I can give you is it definitely won't be at least until April 9th because Orange and Osceola County have a mandated stay at home. Universal said they're going to stay closed through at least April 19th, so I can't see Disney opening before then as well. We did for fun some guessing on when it would open up. So whoever you trust on this panel, our guesses were Eric Morton said the 20th, April 20th. Tyler said April 17th. Eric Wolf said April 25th. Kevin said May 1st, and I said April 23rd. So if whoever you trust, they're all late April, between April 17th and May 1st of when Disney will reopen in some capacity, and we believe it will be a limited capacity. But these are all guesses. This is nothing official. There hasn't been anything published at all by Disney. Also, someone talked about Flying Fish, and I should say Flying Fish is probably like the least sexy but best food and beverage on property. Like if I want to take Lauren's parents or someone out or whatever, like I'm thinking like California Grill or Toledo or one of these rooftop restaurants or like something really cool and special. But I mean, Flying Fish, it's just off the boardwalk, but it literally is the best food I've had anywhere on Disney property, with the exception of Victoria and Albert's, which is extremely expensive. But the best, we'll say, restaurant that everyone can afford on their vacation without going broke. Flying Fish is some of the best food and beverage. Even their desserts, I'm not even a dessert guy. I usually skip dessert. Their desserts are legit. So good. So also in the chat, people are saying May 1st is a lot of people's guesses. So Kevin, you have a lot of support on the May 1st.
Yeah, you do, Kevin.
I liked May 1st a lot 'cause it's a Friday, and it keeps Disney out of trouble. But who knows? Maybe I'll be right with the 23rd, the week before, the little soft open. We'll see. But yeah, if you have a vacation plan in April, I'm so sorry, and I hope it works out for you. And I really hope it's open by May. I mean, I really hope. Oh, and the California Girls Vegan Unplugged is, according to Courtney, delicious. I like when there's good vegan food. Like, I went vegan for 10 days, and it was very hard for me. I'm still finishing up the vegan food in my fridge from when I went vegan for that.
Now is a really good time to be a vegan because that's all
the food that's left in the supermarket.
So a public service announcement through the 29th, half off at Pizza Hut.
What?
Yeah.
I've gotten so fat. So, like, I have friends who are getting so healthy through this, and, like, they're, like, doing push-ups and, like, male and female friends who are like, I'm taking this time to really, like, eat clean. I'm working out. I'm going for runs. I have done the opposite. I'm eating 6 meals a day. Yeah. It's not good. I'm just eating.
I'm just cooking because I'm bored.
Yeah, it's boredom or like, and I'll start a project, and again, like you're talking like Captain ADD, so I have like 19 things on my board of like have to finish, do this, answer this email, and like I'll be like, let's just make food and watch Netflix. By the way, has anyone seen Tiger King? We're gonna go over by a few minutes.
My girlfriend started telling me about it yesterday, so I'm lost.
Have you guys seen Tiger King yet on Netflix?
I have no idea what that is.
I've seen pictures.
Should I read how she described it?
Yes, please read how she described it because, and do yourselves a favor, anyone who's watching, it's not Disney, but this is the most, if you can, like, watch the first episode, like, get through a few minutes of it, you will be hooked. I had to watch the entire 6-part series in 2 days. It is the most amazing thing. So if you're curious what it's about, you have her description?
Well, it's not even a description. First, she says just Google it because it's bananas. And then somehow we moved from animal rights to polygamy. I have no idea how we got there. And then later on the evening is now there are sex cults.
Yeah. So this starts with just like, you think it's a documentary about a guy who owns tigers and lions in the middle of Oklahoma somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it turns into, and I'm not going to give anything away, but I mean, you're talking, there's, like you said, polygamy, there's murder, there's
is there intrigue?
There's intrigue. There is like the federal government gets involved, people from around the country, Florida, Tampa plays a big role, which is really close to us here in Orlando. Like, I don't want to say too much. There's guns, fireworks, a governor race, a presidential race. It is the most intriguing, bizarre. I can't stop watching. Probably one of my favorite series.
And you said this was on Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Tiger King. It's been like number 1 or 2 on Netflix for the last 4 days. His
hairstyle will immediately make you want to watch. You'll see the guy's hairstyle. You're like, I gotta watch this. But let me tell you, Pete. So, as you guys know, I just moved from Tampa to Orlando, and the apartment I just moved out of last week is 1,000 feet from the Big Cat Rescue, where this whole thing is centered. Yeah.
Oh my God! I already told Lauren I want to go
1,000 feet away.
Like, she has to be the woman from Big Cat Rescue for Halloween, and I want to be the dude who's the Tiger King for Halloween. Like, I'm talking, I'm going mullet. Like, it's gonna be
directly across the highway. I was
crazy. It is the craziest thing I've ever watched. I also I do want a tiger, but now I don't want a tiger. Like, they're the cutest things ever.
I've always wanted one.
Me too. And like now it's illegal. I get it. And then also there's the guy who was the person behind Scarface in this. Like, there's so many things in this that I'm remembering. There's an accidental, maybe purposeful suicide. It's the craziest thing. You just keep watching and go, what? There's more? It's so wild.
Pete, it has to be our love for like magic that I've always wanted a tiger.
Yes. Also, I'm just an animal lover too. Like those, like give me, and this is the thing with Lauren. Like we're talking about, I want a dog so bad, and I've been asking her for like 7 months, and everyone's like, you travel too often, you're never home, which are all good points, and that's why I don't have a dog right now. But I want a dog. But then if it was like, what kind of dog would we get? Like I want a dog that's big enough, and I say this, where like it can like, if it like bumped into me, it would move me a little bit. And I'm like, I'm a big dude. Like these tigers, when they're so cute when they are young, but like even tigers when they're bigger, like these tigers that were like, I mean, I don't want one that's 900 pounds. There's some that are 900 pounds in this documentary. But give me like a nice like 200-pound tiger. Like we can go a little toe to toe, have a jump up. We can cuddle just to have another little, oh God, love tigers. We're going way far off the deep end here. Scarface is the most normal person on that show. That's totally true. That he's the most normal dude, and he is still off his rocker too. Spent 12 years in prison. It's so crazy. But we're not here to talk about that. It is already after 2 o'clock. Do we miss any favorite spots? We didn't even get to Disney Springs. You guys have, I wanted to talk before we go, and I'm going to try and go through this real fast. Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter have become some of my favorite spots to hang out as a local. You have to do Scat Cats. You have to do Yeehaw Bob over at Riverside. Do you guys have any other favorite spots at any resorts, a lounge, or restaurant that's like a must-do before we go today?
You said Scat Cat, right?
Yeah, it's one of my new favorites.
Yeah,
It's
I really
unreal.
like that place.
You get a full bar,
That's it for me.
live entertainment. They're unbelievably talented Thursday through Sunday, and you can get beignets too. Like what? I'm not a dessert person, but beignets are like, then yes, I'm totally in.
Love it.
All right. Well, we're already overtime. With that being said, I want to thank every single one of you guys who joined me here at the party. Kevin, thank you so much. And thank you for everyone who watched at home. We hope you enjoyed it, took you away from this crazy situation going around our planet for a little bit. We had a ton of fun. Make sure you stay tuned. There is a schedule. We have a schedule somewhere for everybody.
Sure do.
Of everything that's coming up. Tonight, we got news tonight, like we talked about already. We are doing entertainment every single day here on WDWNT live, just to keep you entertained and hopefully distracted from everything that's going on. It's super sad. Please be safe. Take care of each other. Check in with family and friends, especially those who are out there by themselves. I know I got some really nice messages. I'll tell the story about my balcony dance party another time. But after I did it, I got a beautiful email from someone who's living by herself and said it was nice and cheered her up, and she's been going through a lot of emotional stuff. So check in on your family and friends and do your part. Try not to leave the house if you don't have to. Let's flatten this curve. Let's get done with this thing so we can all hang out again. I'm getting tired of staying indoors. And with that,
I can't do this much longer. We got to get through this.
Let's get back to normal life. I want to tell you guys about cool and exciting things going on at Walt Disney World. Thank you so much for watching. You can always shoot me an email, pete@wdwnt.com. Anything you like, didn't like, suggestions, ideas. You can follow us on all of our social networks. I'm also in the chat as well. I have a YouTube channel where I'm posting stuff that has nothing to do with WDWNT. If you want to go watch that, it's Adventures by Carney. I'm official Carney on all the social networks, so come check in. Love you guys. Please stay safe. And panel, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Love you guys. Thank you. Kevin, Eric, Tyler.
Eric wanted to say something.
There's a question. There's a question on YouTube.
Yes.
Courtney said, if we have a question about the pre-show contest, who should we email?
Katie.
Katie Dunn.
Yeah.
K-A-T-Y?
K-A-T-Y?
K-A-T-Y.
Like Mean Girls.
Question mark?
Yeah, we have a post.
At WDWNT.com.
So that pre-show, and I think those are due today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, check the site. I'm checking it now. There is a post on it that went up about a week ago, I want to say on the 19th. But those go to Katie.
All right. There you have it.
Okay, guys.
Sweet.
I'll see you tonight.
All right.
Some of you.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
I'll see you guys on Sunday.
What?
Sunday.
I'll see everyone on Sunday.
Saturday?
Coming in? Okay.
No, we're going to do it remote.
We have the attraction poster on Sunday. We have our March Madness attractions poster tournament. which
Yeah,
hopefully
we got
we'll
that.
be finishing. It's a nightmare.
All right,
And
guys.
then at night, I'm
We'll see you
doing
later.
the watch along, so I'll see everyone there as well.
All right. Well, with that being said, again, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. This will obviously replay if you missed anything, so you can go back and check it out. Or you can go back and check out all the stuff we've been doing since this break has ended on YouTube at WDWNT.com. You guys are the best. Take care of each other out there. I love you. See you later. Farewell. Peace and love. Peace and love. Cheers.
Bye, guys.